The only constant in life is change. Change neither asks for permission nor waits for readiness. Change of direction. Change of pace. A change of heart. Change can mean opportunity. It can mean growth. But in an ever-evolving world, sometimes you just need a place to call home. An anchor, a constant, with everything and everyone you love. A place that keeps the spirit aflame when everything else is changing.
The historic cathedral city of York with Roman roots and a Viking past. Tonight, this tourist hotspot has a new sight to see as the city's Knights make their Betfred Super League debut. Well, it's close to a sellout at the LNER Community Stadium as rugby league fans in these parts celebrate a return to the top flight for the first time in 40 years. And you can expect loud away support as the reigning champions and last year's treble winners, Hull KR, roll into town. Well, their title defence begins in just under an hour's time. The Robins have a World Club challenge and a Super League duel under the bright lights of Las Vegas in the coming weeks. Can they begin with a bang against the competition's newest entrants? Yes, good evening and welcome to a brand new Betfred Super League season here on Sky Sports. 30 years since we switched from winter rugby to a summer season. If you've been with us here on Sky Sports for the last 30 seasons, welcome back. If you're new to the game of rugby league, you'll want to see more and more, I can promise you that, of this incredible sporting drama. Either way, we've got a very busy show to bring you today as we build up to kick off in Game 1. We will, of course, preview York's entry into Super League, the 25th Super League club to play in this great competition. We'll speak to England and Hull KR star Jez Litton about a marvellous 2025, and we'll go back to the future with our season preview. And of course we will have some bold predictions. Speaking of that, we've got our bold pundits here, John Wilkins, Sam Tompkins and Jenna joining us here pitchside. So much to get through, so many news stories since we were all last together at Old Trafford. Jenna, you've been going back through the last few months. What has stood out for you news-wise?
Yeah, well, I think first things first, Brian, in every off-season there's always tweaks to rules, isn't there? So I think one of the biggest tweaks is to do with the video ref. Last year, a lot of the discussion was to do with the fact that maybe the video ref was slowing down the flow of the game. Well, this year, in particular, they've tweaked the rule a little bit. So if the on-field ref gives a try, then that'll be given. The game clock will continue. Then in the background, the video ref will be checking, reviewing that try. Should it be overturned? If they find evidence that it should be, then it will be. The game clock will then go back to the moment that that try was initially given. So I think, Sam, in particular, that's a positive, right? And it should speed up the flow of the game. Yeah,
I think the reason that's been brought in is so that we can get more rugby on the field, less waiting around. And that's what we want to see. We want to see ball in hand. We want to see live play. So I think, you know, if it goes to plan, then yeah, we should see a little bit more rugby on the field and less waiting around for decisions.
Also, one of the areas we wanted to see speed up is the ruck. You know, the ruck needs to be quicker this year. The referees have a mandate to call held and get the game underway. So not only the video referee, but let's see that ruck police by the referees effectively this year.
That may be the single biggest change, absolutely. Look, some other big news as well. You had a 144-point document to get through.
And I can tell you, I read every single point. I think the biggest takeaway for me was that the game needs to make more money and spend less, similar to a conversation, in fact, I had with my husband.
This is the strategic review document.
This is the strategic review, which clubs will go in next week and discuss it. Some of the big points, though, to take away, in fact, had to do with the Challenge Cup. Now, there's been a suggestion that perhaps the Challenge Cup final should be moved away from Wembley. Now, John, in particular, for me, I feel like the Challenge Cup final is synonymous with Wembley. So it poses the question, if it's not at Wembley, then where should it be?
Yeah, well, I think we're often bound by history and we sometimes get trapped by it. I think we took the Challenge Cup final in my time to Twickenham and to the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. Exceptional atmospheres on the road. We've been to Tottenham, that's delivered. My question is Wembley too big? We want to create demand by selling out a stadium. We may need to acknowledge that Wembley's too big and maybe too far out of that central London district, but it's to be seen whether it moves. Wembley's obviously a great facility.
Yeah. The other...
Lots of signings as well.
Lots of signings, and that's what we all look forward to, isn't it? So I've gone through them all. 3 that I've chosen that I want to discuss with you guys is first, Jackson Hastings. He, of course, comes over from the Newcastle Knights. Is back in Super League, former Man of Steel. He links up with Paul Rowley yet again. John, you were, in particular, last year quite critical of St Helens' kicking game. He's perhaps a solution to that. Yeah,
there's a lot you can say about Jackson Hastings, and we'll speak at length about him tomorrow night when we see the Wire go against the Saints in their first game. An exceptional rugby player, unbelievable rugby IQ, undoubtedly a fantastic recruit for St Helens, kicking the ball. He'll put the ball into corners, make it incredibly difficult for teams to get out of that spot. I think he's the perfect antidote to some of Saints' woes, and Paul Rowley and him and that access may be a big story that rolls on, but we'll talk about Jackson and Saints tomorrow.
Of course, Michaeli Ravalawa is another player that I'm looking forward to. He comes over from St George Illawarra, signs with Castleford Tigers. He's only 28 years old. He's a winger. He's a proven try scorer on the biggest of stages. Of course, he links up with Ryan Carr yet again at the Castleford Tigers. And finally, that man there, Tyson Smoothie. Brian is a grand final winner. He played off the bench in that grand final. So excited that he'll, in fact, be joining you guys in studio in the World Club Challenge next week.
We don't often get an NRL winner straight into this competition after he tastes victory. I want to throw another one at you. It's not a new signing, but he's never played in Super League. Mike Acevo for Leeds. Yes. Of course, injured pre-season last year. That has been unnoticed this year. That's like a new signing for them.
Yeah, absolutely. There was so much hype around him last year. It was devastating when he was injured, missed out. So he's also got a point to prove.
Yeah, he'll be eased into the new season by Brad Arthur. Right, it's not Christmas time, but you've made out a wish list for season 2026, Sam Tompkins. What's on it and why?
Yeah, so I've come up with 5 things that I'd like to see later on in the season when we're stood here talking about games, what I want to see. First one, Hull KR. Win the World Club Challenge. You know, they've got a massive challenge next week. We're going to see, you know, the best from Australia against the best of Super League. You know, we've seen success in recent years in Super League, and I think they're going to have every team barring Hull FC behind them next week to win that. The second one is a promoted team. We've got 3 new teams in the competition. I'd love one of them to just get away from the bottom of the table. I'd love us round 21, 22. We're talking about one of these new 3 teams is fighting for a spot. You're smiling there, John. I know it's unlikely.
It really is unlikely because they've got it all against them. Half the distribution of the other clubs, they've had a limited window to recruit players. But Clint Goodchild, we just spoke to him, and he said he's pushing for playoffs. That's the ambition. That's the ambition. Look, we'll see, won't we? But yeah, it's going to be a difficult year for them, but we wish them well, don't we?
All right, Sam. Then young English halfbacks.
Yeah,
for you.
Young English halfbacks. I think, you know, in recent years we've not had loads of competition for the halfback position, certainly for British. I think now we're on the cusp of having some great young halfbacks come through. You look at Whitby, you look at Farriman, you look at Ewan Irwin. We've got loads of players now. I want some of them to break through. I want a breakthrough year for young halfbacks.
And it's almost going back to 2010, 2011 when Sam Tompkins and Kyle Eastman came in. I think we've got a dearth of young halfbacks this year. In 2026, George Brown at Leeds. Yeah. Look, what a year. He's going to start for Leeds against Lee. This young kid who's tore it up in pre-season. Brad Arthur and the fans at Leeds are so excited about him. That's what's beautiful about this sport. You know, when you find a gem, and he's going to get his chance in round 1. How good.
We get the big derbies back as well. We got Leeds Bradford coming back in, and we get Catalan Toulouse playing in the French derby, which of course happened back in 2022.
Yeah, that's my 4th point. You know, we've got so used to having the Hull derby, the Wigan Saints derby. We've got 2 genuine derbies. You know, the scenes from the old Leeds and Bradford derbies, and then the French derby as well. I think we've doubled our derbies. I want to see some epic games between these teams.
And, you know, just touched on that, Brian. We're saying it's going to be bigger and better than ever before. Well, your point's there. I mean, if they come true, wow, what a season we have ahead.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And St. Helens, the last one of that was St. Helens will score more tries than anybody else. If they give us tries like left to right, we'll all take that. Of course, last year was the 30th season of Super League. We will celebrate the competition's 30th birthday at the end of March. We want to know your best ever Super League 13. We've given you 5 options in each position, so scan that QR code for more details on how you can select your best ever Super League 13. Let me tell you, it is not an easy thing to do. I'm going to confess, I put Chris Radlinski in ahead of Sam Tompkins, and I've got slaughtered for that by many people, but I'll stick with Rats.
I'm standing between the two of you as well.
All right, it's going to be controversial, it's hard to do. Okay, let's focus on the game, the opening game of the 2026 Betfred Super League season, and we will start with the York Knights. Of course, Mark Applegarth's Knights have said they are determined to make an impression in their first ever Super League season. 10 of their 17 played in last year's Championship Grand Final. They will all know that tonight, though, represents a significant step up in class. York have 7 of their 15 new signings on show, an indication of the significant strengthening done here in the off-season. Well, the champions Hull KR have kept the changes to a minimum. Willie Peters tonight going with a 17 that includes 15 of the players victorious last October in Old Trafford. We'll get a first Super League look, of course, at Carl Lawton, the versatile forward signed for the North Queensland Cowboys. Other than that, though, the Stars from 2025 have been tasked with beginning their title defence shortly here in York. Well, what sort of opposition will Hull Kingston Rovers face from the York Knights? They certainly know what they're going to get from their inspirational and veteran hooker, former man of steel Paul McShane, who Kyla Moore caught up with just a short while ago.
Yeah, I'm here with Paul McShane. Macca, look, I've been in and around this wonderful city all day, and you can sense a real buzz in the air. Is that something that the players are feeding off?
Yeah, 100%. Tonight's part of history for this club, and you know everyone in here is pumped to get out there and get after it.
And look, you've got the champions coming into town this evening. What has been the message, the key focus is on this week?
Just doing us to the best of his ability, competing and not giving LKR everything their own way. You know, just making it difficult for him, and hopefully we can scrape something.
I know you're entering your 18th season now, Mackie. You've still got plenty of miles left in the legs this season.
Yeah, hopefully, mate. I didn't think I'd be back here, but you know, I really enjoyed last year. The club made me feel welcome, and you know, not to be a part of it this year, I think it'd be something that I'd really regret. So yeah, buzzing for it.
Go well, mate.
Cheers.
It really is a very special moment for York. 10 years ago, they went and played a League One playoff game against Toulouse with just 12 players available. They went to the airport with 13, one forgot his passport. They played with 12 in the heat in Toulouse. That's where the club were. They're now in Super League, now with players like Paul McShane. Back standoff that day, Mark Applegarth. Special moment for him today, 10 years later. But the start they have to this season, John, is going to tell them what they're facing.
Yeah, and it's going to require all the experience of players like Paul McShane and Vaughan up front, a vastly experienced through the middle of the field, and maybe Paul McShane would benefit from the ruck being quicker. Let's not forget they've got Denise Bamthorpe on the bench, who's a really lively dummy half as well. Experience is massive, Sam, in Super League.
Well, it is, but I want to say, Sam, how you get through this opening run of fixtures. You got Hull Kingston Rovers, you got Leeds, Hull FC, Warrington and Wigan. 5 rounds in, they will have played some of the best sides, the best sides in this competition.
Yeah, they've got the toughest start of anyone in the league, which is difficult for them. They're going to learn a lot. I think they'll grow massively in these first 5 weeks, though, this York side. A lot of players not used to this standard. They're going to know very, very quickly. Playing against, you know, starting off against the champions. You've got Leeds to come up. The 5th game against Wigan. They're going to go through some really tough times. And I think the point that John made, people like McShane and Vaughan through the middle, they're going to have to stand up and really lead the way.
And they have a big squad as well, and they will need it, as will all the clubs in this attritional sport, the most ferocious field sport in the world. Hull KR fans have arrived here in their thousands to add to the noise. They will be in their thousands next Thursday, of course, for the World Club Challenge as they take over the MKM Stadium in Hull for that game against the Brisbane Broncos. And then again, in their thousands, they will fly transatlantic to light up Las Vegas.
Super League parties in Vegas. Because we're in Vegas, I am dressed like this.
Completely unscripted, action-packed.
Rugby League has taken over the entertainment capital.
Montoya underarms, kick out is over.
Cyril with it, now on the zone. The Dragons, what a swing in the game.
Lucas is going to get there. This is powerful. And Scott Drinkwater off a scrum play scores.
Oh, it's an interceptor, and it's the boy from Wigan that will win it from Hull Kingston Rovers. Oh, it just completely opened up. Ash Handling.
Before trophies, there were trials. Before glory, there was fire. Rugby League was born in smoke and sacrifice.
Hull Kingston Rovers, destined for the championship.
Clubs bent, crowds waited. History held its breath.
A burst of brilliance! Miles has
A red tide rising from the east. Falling giants reforged in the Queensland sun. From the ashes, greatness lives.
The unmistakable voice of Darren Lockyer, Brisbane Broncos legend, and his side, of course, will face the Super League champions Hull Kingston Rovers next Thursday. Sky Sports Plus and Sky Sports Mix, 6:30 p.m. in the 2026 World Club Challenge. As two worlds collide, we'll see lots of Hull Kingston Rovers. And what about this? After that World Club Challenge, they will head over to Las Vegas to take on the Leeds Rhinos. 11:30 p.m. Note the time on Saturday, February the 28th, Sky Sports Plus and main event. Lots of the Robins coming up on Sky Sports. Let's hear about Hull KR's remarkable rise and 2025 through the eyes of their star, Jez Litton.
Hull KR are a club at the heart of the community. They are producing incredible results both on and off the pitch. Well, in 2025, they won every trophy on offer. I have one of their biggest supporters, Joe Appleyard, and one of their star players in Jez Litton here to reflect on the season that was and look ahead to the season that will be. Explain to me your relationship, because as I said, obviously player, fan, but it goes, what, all the way back to, was it 2012?
Yeah, 2012. So I was at East Hull and then moved to West Hull and started playing with Jez, and there was also Jordan Lane there, who's now at Castleford. And yeah, we just met then, and Jez was really close with my granddad, especially when we kind of moved away from each other, and Jez used to come to the games and see him after Rovers had beaten Castleford, I'll always remember, in 2021, and there's a really good photo of them hugging at the end of the game. Sadly, my granddad passed away a few years ago, but while Jez was at Rovers and my granddad was quite unwell, he'd come round to his house, have a cup of tea with us and my grandma and granddad. Him, Willie Peters, Minchella were brilliant with him, and that's probably what Hull KR's about. It's not just a rugby league club, it's a community and it's a family as well. As that is a bit of a cliche, it is, and the proof's in the pudding with probably me and him. 2025,
Challenge Cup, League Leaders Shield, Grand Final, Dream Team, Hull KR's Player of the Year. I mean, it was a ridiculous 12 months, wasn't it?
Yeah, do you know what, I couldn't have, if someone had said that to me, even at the start of the year, I'd have been like, no chance, like, you're having me on here, but no, it was just a dream. I know it's like cliche, but I was lucky to play in that team with that pack, and they got us on the front foot a lot, and that obviously helps my game, but I felt like I hit a standard where I was consistent. It's something what I've been working on, like, you know, that I spoke about it at our presentation, and I felt like more often than not, my best game was here, my worst game was maybe here, so that's something what Willie wanted me to do, and I went away, worked on it, and yeah, it was my best year, and luckily enough to have a good one like that.
How much credit should go to the head coach?
Oh, so much credit. I first met Willie in October 2022. He'd come over early when he'd come over from the Knights, and we sat down for an hour at Craven Park, and I was mesmerised of his knowledge about Hull Kingston Rovers. Never mind Super League, I know He played for Gateshead and Wigan, but just about Rovers in the past, and he just said, I can't believe a club like this is still just not achieving what it needs to be. And he was going back to games from a few years back going, oh God, I've seen the highlights when they got beat by 60 by Wakefield or something, and I didn't understand how methodical and instilled he was already at that point. And I knew from that day, I don't know how far we can go with this coach, but I know we'll probably be in a better place.
Let's fast forward 20 years' time. How will you look back? What's the story you'll tell kids about the treble winners of 2025?
I'll probably speak about the celebrations. Just enjoyment, just you're doing it with your best mates and you're winning. And like I had my daughter come into my games, and I kept saying to her, like, she's our good luck charm. And I can speak to her and say, like, that was your first year, like, we won a treble, so it was unreal. Everything just fell into place. Well,
you do go in to the season as defending champions. It's round one. What does Hull KR look like starting again?
Start of the season, I think you've just got to pick up points. You've just got to do anything to win, and I think defence is massive, especially with the new rules, and that's what will be round one.
Joe, Jez, thank you so much for joining us, and Jez, I wish you all the very best of luck for 2026.
Thank you.
Jez, of course, a rare bright light in England's Ashes, 3-0 Ashes defeat against Australia. Of course, you can hear more from Jez and his cousin Davey, Hull FC star, in an extended bench podcast now available wherever you get your podcasts from. Jez's coach, Willie Peters, will be joining us here pitchside shortly. First of all, though, we want to go into a quick 2026 season preview. We're going to go through Back to the Future lens. I want to ask you, which season in the 30-year history of Super League will 2026 most closely remember for each club? And let's start with last year's beaten grand finalist, the Wigan Warriors. Sam.
Yeah, for me, I think Wigan, I've gone back to 2011. You know, Wigan last year, no trophies, which seems like a drought, you know, by the high standards that Wigan have set. I think they're going to get to the Challenge Cup final and win it. They're my pick for this Challenge Cup. I think that might be all they get this year. The first trophy available to them, I think they're going to go and get it.
I don't know why there's so little love for them, for Wigan. Pipped last year.
Oh, I fancied them. I fancied them to win the grand final this year. I'll go one further than Sam. Yeah, but looking back to these incredible scenes, such moments in Sam's career, you know, my pick was Leeds. I had to think about Leeds and where this season might well correspond with them in the past, and it's 2002 for me, when the dynasty was building. The likes of Rob Burrow and Danny Maguire were just sort of gathering together, gathering some momentum, and the club, although it had achieved some bits in the past, from this point onwards kicked on, didn't it? And
the blocks were in place.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I see with Brad Arthur. The big question mark for me was whether Leeds can kick on like they did from 2002 in 2026. Is Brad Arthur securing his future? Because we're going to go through the same process in 6 months we went through last year, and that uncertainty could be unstable. But Leeds have done an exceptional job and improved so much under Brad Arthur.
Ethan O'Neill's come in, Danny Levi, Jeremiah Matautia, and as I said, Mike Acevo will be available to them in the coming weeks. They're going to go into the game against Lee with injuries, but they have a very, very big and talented squad.
Yeah, massive. I think they've got talent across. Sevo's he's a new signing, as you touched on before. You know, what they've got is genuine threat on edges. That's what worries defences. I think with people like Jake Connor that's going to be in and orchestrating when fit, yeah, they're going to be a tough task.
Few clubs over the last few years have recruited better than the Lee Leopards. They had their highest ever Super League finish last season, ended up in third. They'll have, though, separated from Chris Chester, so I wonder how impressed or not you are with their recruitment for 2026. Strengthen their squad?
I think they're going to be really strong. I think they're going to be the same as last year, 2025. It's a squad that plays a real nice, expansive brand of rugby. Every time Lachlan Lamb gets his hands on the ball, everybody holds their breath. But I think it might end in tears from again. I don't think they're quite going to be good enough to get any silverware this year.
Billy Hodgson, man of steel. Outside shout.
Big shout.
It's a big shout. I'm saying he was that good last year. If he comes and brings it and plays, David Armstrong's injured again.
Oh, he was good. I mean, he came under a bit of pressure towards the end of last season, Bailey Hodgson.
He did, but he's going to tore it up in pre-season, and Adrian Lamb knows how to work his sides in pre-season.
Hearing great things about Adam Cook as well, that what he's doing over at the Lee Leopards. Warrington Wolves, I mean, is the biggest story of Warrington Wolves not their players but their coach?
Yeah, I think so.
What season are they looking at here?
I took it back to 2008. I think they're going to start well. I think they'll, given the disappointment of last year, the pressure that Sam Burgess is under, he'll have taken it right back to basics through this pre-season, and he'll make sure they start well. I think they'll start well. I think they'll come out of the blocks flying this year, but I don't think they're going to. I think they will fall away like they did in 2008. I think they could fall away towards the end of the year.
But look at that team. It's stacked. Monaghan. It's got Breers. You know, you've got King. It was a stacked team. It's a different environment now, isn't it, at Warrington? George Williams under all sorts of pressure as the talisman, the leader to produce. But it's going to be a tricky year for them. But they've got the quality, haven't they? And they've got the coach. He knows how to deal with pressure, Sam Burgess.
Yeah, that's true. Tricky start for them as well. It's going to be a sellout tomorrow. Their biggest ever crowd at the Halliwell Jones in 52 years, actually, in the town of Warrington for a Warrington home game. Biggest crowd in 52 years, live on Sky Sports against St. Helens. And they have very high-profile support, maybe none with a bigger profile than the back-to-back world champion Luke Littler. Here's what he thought about Warrington's season 2026.
You always say it's your year, but have you got a big Super League prediction for 2026? Is it that it's your year?
I've not said one yet, but my prediction is Warrington Wolves will go to Old Trafford.
And they'll win?
We'll go to Old Trafford.
Yes, steady, pacing himself.
He's biased.
He's
very biased.
How good is the nuke going? Okay, St. Helens tomorrow. Let's talk about them.
Yeah.
Paul Rowley, what year are you going to take us back to for St. Helens?
Well, 2017, Justin Holbrook coming in, that excitement of a new coach coming in, a legend of the club on the out. You know, Kieran Cunningham it was then. Paul Wellens last year has gone. Paul Rowley comes in, and it takes me back to 2017. That excitement of a new coach, bringing a new brand, a different brand, an exciting brand of rugby to become the entertainers once more, Sam mentioned. I think that's exciting. I think Justin Holbrook... Jackson Hastings coming in, he's just massive for them.
Denny McDonald, David Clever, there's some quality signings there.
What they've done, they've combined a team now that will play with the ball, and they've got the potential. It's only potential. They've got potential to become those entertainers. They've got a coach that's going to give them all an attacking license, say, play wherever you want, and you know it could work for them if it all clicks.
And I think what Paul Rowley's done is he's gone in hard. He's gone in hard and changed things up.
Yeah.
He's made some big calls, hasn't he? We've seen a renege on Mark Percival's contract this week. Big decisions by Paul Rowley, and there's some consequences off the back of that, no doubt.
Absolutely. We're going to get into that in depth tomorrow. I'm delighted to say, joining us here, come around. Where is he? Here he is. Willie, you got that side beside Sam. How are you?
I'm well, yourself?
Yeah. Perfect conditions.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it?
Right, last time we saw you was with this at Old Trafford. You lifted this, you lifted the treble. Remarkable 2025 for Hull Kingston Rovers. Did you give yourself personally a chance to sit back and enjoy what you have achieved?
Yeah, we've enjoyed it. Look, we obviously have an off-season, so you go away with family, and the players did as well, and you get to reflect. I think it was probably when we came back and you see certain photos up in and around the ground that you fully embrace what we just went through. But it's a new season, it's a new year, and it starts tonight, which is exciting.
It's your fourth season in charge. It's game 101. Is there a different mentality about Hull Kingston Rovers players this season than from the previous 3 years?
Look, we'll know after tonight's game. We've had a strong pre-season like we normally do. You know, nothing changes for us in the way we want to play. And look, as I say, I'll know more about the team again in 80 minutes of where we are this year.
Sam?
Yeah, Willie, coming into this season, you know, last year, unbelievable. You brought in two players in JWH and Mickey McClorum because they were winners. It all paid off. You went and won the grand final. Who fills those boots this year?
I'm hoping they might be in the dressing room coming out soon, hopefully. Look, mate, they're massive, you know, they were massive players for us last year, but we knew that they were coming for a year. They came to help us win, we achieved that. But what we were hoping was, you know, that they were going to make other players better around them, which they did. But look, what you got to remember is that we had a lot of games last year without those guys. Like, you know, Mickey was injured a couple of times for long stints. Jared had his fair share of suspensions, and he had a couple of injuries as well. So the team that's playing tonight has played together, you know, majority of last year. But, you know, I'm not going to underestimate the value that those guys brought us. But, you know, I've got every bit of belief in the players that we've got this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, we just heard from Jez Litton. What a year he had in 2025. He's massively important for you, but how important might Carl Lawton be you've brought in as a support role, utility value, just to give and ease some pressure off Jez.
Yeah, he's going to be huge for us, and I'm not sure positional-wise where he'll play. He could play 9, he could play prop, back row, 13. He'll play all those positions this year. He's going to be a player that others want to play with. You know, that's why we got him. I mean, Kalepi obviously he left, and it was great for us for a couple of years. And but we brought in someone that we think is going to add real value to us in a lot of positions. So that's what we wanted to do by bringing in Carl, and we'll see that tonight.
Willie, Michael Maguire and the Brisbane Broncos have landed in England. They're going to likely be watching this game. What do you want to see from your side tonight in the opening game of the new season to remind you that nobody has got their eyes on next Thursday?
Look, I'll be honest, we haven't spoken about next Thursday as a group. Obviously, behind the scenes, coaches have already, prepared for next week. The logistics and all that sort of stuff's all planned and prepared. But as a group, we haven't spoken about that. So certainly after this game, we'll look forward to that. But everything's been around playing York this Thursday.
Very best of luck to you, Willie. Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers.
We'll speak about it for him.
Good as ever.
We'll speak about it for him.
Good. Do you know what? He is going to put the foot down from the get-go. That's what York are going to face like. And it's a point you made last year. You wonder, would they be burnt out during the season? Because it was foot down the entire time. And that was admirable that they got to the very end and lifted this trophy in that style.
Yeah, prove me wrong. I thought they'd run out of juice. They didn't. But interestingly, Castlock-Lane, they put a mega team out against them. And they're going to come after this game, although it'd be an easier game for them, full force. Actually, having the World Cup Challenge in Vegas at the start of the year really sharpens your mind, doesn't it? Yeah, you've got to get going.
It sharpens you, but there's some stress on this side in the first month.
Yeah.
They're taking it. It's a privilege. They spoke about it. It's a privilege. They want to be in this position, but don't take away. It doesn't matter how up for it you are and how much of a privilege it is. It's going to put massive stress on this squad. I don't know if Willie can go foot down like he did last year.
Well, I don't think they know another way. Wakefield. They've added some real quality to their side. Jazz Tavang and Tyson Smoothie, who we've referred to already, who'll be our guest for the World Club Challenge. What are you looking for from Wakefield? What season will 2026 most resemble for them in their history in Super League?
Well, there was a number of years for me for Wakefield, but ended up going with 2004. I think it's going to be a good news year for them. I think in recent years what they've done is they've grown the club, haven't they? They've gone from what was an unattractive club and they've grown. They've become more appealing. And I think this year will be the same for them. I don't think they're going to go and win silverware. I think they're going to be around those 3 or 4 teams that are fighting for them last few playoff spots.
Such a great story, Wakefield.
On and
Such a great story. Like their development, Sam's nailed it. It's been meteoric, hasn't it?
Okay, another side doing great things and expecting a bumper crowd for their opening game of season 2026 when they take on the returning Bradford Bulls, our Hull FC, and John Cartwright. This season, for you, when you reflect back in the annals of their Super League history, this season will most resemble what year from the past?
Well, it's 2015 for me, and the reason being, that was the year that they got Gareth Ellis was around. They had a Minicello, a series of big seasoned professionals, and I equate John Asiata to a recruit as big as Gaz Ellis at that time. Now, in 16 and 17, they finished 3rd in the league, and they won the Challenge Cup back-to-back. So I think this is 1 year before they can go and do something special.
Gareth Ellis has said the same this week in interviews. He said he picked out 2015 as it reminds him so much of this.
Yeah, because I just feel like John Cartwright's a really paternal coach, and then he's got a leader in John Asiata, and they're building something. They're one recruitment cycle, I think, away from being able to win silverware. I fancy them to push into the playoffs, but it might be 1 year too soon for them.
Now, as I said, we're trying to find years in their Super League histories that you think this will most resemble for each of the clubs. We set you the task, the Catalan Dragons. You said no year in Super League. Explain yourself.
It was really difficult. There wasn't a year in the since Catalans came in 2006 that I think it's going to be similar to. I went with 2006 because they were so unknown that year, and that's what it is about this Catalan side this year. Every year since 2006, including that with Stacey Jones, they've had star players. They've had one player in the middle of a marquee player. They've always had them. This year there isn't one. This year they've gone with a really young squad, a lot of unknown names, younger, so they should be fitter. Should be a relatively fit squad through the year, and hope it pays off.
How will the French fans take to that, Sam? Only spending 1.8 million on the cap this year. They've always been sort of up towards the cap. Will the French fans have sympathy for that?
Yeah, I don't think they will because they're so passionate. I don't think they'll have sympathy. But what I think they are, the French fans, they love seeing excitement. excitement, and I think they've got a lot of young, fast players in this Catalan side. They will cause some excitement. Well, you know, they've got no experience in the side, but they've got a lot of good young lads.
And Toby Sexton as well. I think Toby Sexton could be a standout for the Catalan Dragons. Huddersfield Giants go back through their history. Which season in the past most resembled 2026?
So I went to 2020, Simon Wolford's second season.
COVID 2020.
Yeah. So 2019 finished 10th in Simon Wolford's second season, where he ironically gets sacked in September. They got up to 7th place. Now I can't see Huddersfield getting into the playoffs, but in Luke Robinson's second full year in charge, there needs to be an improvement. Hampered by injuries last year, decimated by injuries last year, but they need to produce a performance akin to Simon Wolford's second year, akin to 2020, the COVID year, for Luke Robinson, who I believe is under a bit of pressure going into this season. To feel like he's done a good job.
They start the season without Adam Clune and Niall Evalds. Injuries to those two key players for Huddersfield. They'll look for a bit of luck this year. Castleford Tigers, 15 new players, I think we make it. A new coach in Ryan Carr, who's going to be enthusiastic, going to be energetic, but it is a complete rebuild there at Castleford.
Yeah, it is, and it was one that was needed, I think, and I've likened it to 2006. I do think they're going to struggle to get into the top half of the table this year. I think the best chance of any sort of smiles on the face of this Castleford side will be getting a good run in the Challenge Cup, which they did back in 2006. I think they're a side that's, you know, with such a big change, I don't think they've recruited, you know, any superstars that are going to change them.
Yeah, Ryan Carr's a good coach. I think it's a great coaching test for him, you know, to get the most out of that group of players, relatively unknown in many regards. A tough job, but Castle have been doing it tough, haven't they? Let's see how they go.
It is a tough job coaching in the Betfred Super League. Mark Applegard, the man who takes charge of York tonight, knows all about that, having been in charge of Wakefield Trinity back in 2023, the season they got relegated in, though. He dusted himself down, picked himself up, and has transformed the York Knights on the field. Here he is with Jenna.
Yeah, and tonight York become the 25th different club to play in Super League. Mark Applegard might be late to the party, but no doubt delighted to be here.
Yeah, listen, this has been the ambition all along, hasn't it? So a real proud moment for the club, you know, a historic day for the club, and you know, we're just looking forward to getting started now, to be fair.
And for you, Mark, on a personal level, is this almost another chance for you to prove yourself in the top flight as a head coach?
That seems to be a narrative that everyone's going with, but no, listen, it's definitely not about me. Obviously, once I left Wakefield, I got a chance at York, and after meeting Clint, his ambition got me straight away, and I felt it matched my own. And you know, we had a good year in the Championship last year, and we feel we've earned a seat at this table. And yeah, I feel I belong here coaching, but like anything in life, it's a results-based business, so you've just got to ride the highs and lows, haven't you?
Well, tonight you're taking on the treble winners of 2025. So what is the narrative? What is the challenge for your players tonight?
I think it's the best way to start, to be fair, you know, straight into what was last year's benchmark. You know, I don't feel there's any pressure on us whatsoever. We just want to go out there, express ourselves, show everyone what we're about. You know, naturally there'll be a few nerves off our lads. Hopefully they'll get over them early doors, get a nice early touch. And then we just want to get into that flow of how we want to play rugby, like I'm sure most teams at this stage of the year will be saying. The first 4 or 5 games, you just want to be happy with how you're playing, and then you can start worrying about everything else.
Well, Mark, let's get off because your players are about to run us over. Good luck tonight.
Good. Cheers, thank you.
He's absolutely right. They'll know what it's all about after 80 minutes tonight. 3 promoted sides, 3 new cities in the Betfred Super League. York, of course, we've talked about. Toulouse back in. They were in the Super League course in 2022. They've more or less stuck with the same squad that won the Championship Grand Final last year and have earned their place in Super League.
Yeah, I think it's a great story. I love our French connection within our competition. I think it adds such richness and a diversity to our competition that we need. We're a tight geographical area, so the appetite to expand into new markets is really important, and Toulouse shows that appetite.
Okay, well, they've only had 1 year in Super League, so I guess you're going to have to go with 2022. 5 wins. You think they'll match that this year?
Yeah, I think they will go a little bit better than that, but I think it's going to be a similar story. It's probably the depth of the squad which I worry about. I think, you know, if they've got the best 17, they've got a reasonable side. I think picking up any injuries at this Toulouse side, I think after after that, they might struggle.
I went back and had a look at their results from 2022. Sylvain Houlé is, of course, the coach back then. Some narrow defeats to Wigan. Wigan just got away with it down there in the south of France. So
well, they play with style, don't they? Yeah. And they've got to bring that style, because if they want to go toe-to-toe with the big teams, they're just not going to win, are they? So do it different, play with that flair.
OK, after 12 long years for the faithful Bradford Bulls supporters, they've had administrations and liquidations to deal with. The four-time Super League champions and former World Club champions are back in Super League. Will the Bulls return with a bang, John? Which of their glorious previous seasons will this one most resemble?
Well, I'm quite cynical, Brian, so I picked the year that they were relegated.
Explain yourself.
Because it's a sliding doors moment for me. In 2014 they were going down, and now in 2026 they're coming up. And now I'm not sure of their fortunes this year, but for me it's a sliding doors moment. They're crossing the same point in the league on day one of Super League. In they were going down in this season, and in 2014.
8 games they won in 2014. Will they match that? Of course, they were docked 6 points for going into administration and relegated along with London. But will they match that? 8 wins.
I think there's going to be an incredible amount of pressure on York, Toulouse and Bradford to take points off each other. Yeah. I think there's points in there. Maybe Castleford and Huddersfield get dragged into a bit of that battle. So I think there's potential for all of these teams to nick points off each other. Look, it's going to be difficult for Bradford. It's going to be difficult, isn't it, for all of these 3 clubs? And I feel for them to some respect. But let's celebrate you know what? Yeah. We've got York in Super League, the 25th side in Super League. Toulouse are back in, and Bradford, one of our beautiful clubs, is back in the top comp.
A few Super League supporters have been through more than those Bradford fans. When you think of the highs, the Bullmania, what they brought to the competition. OK, prediction time. Bold predictions we promised at the start. You never disappoint, gentlemen. And we're going to start with you, John. Which team, this went down a storm last year, which team from last season's top 6 for you drop out of the playoffs in 2026?
Well, it's a difficult one. I actually think there might not be a change in that regard, but if I had to pick a team to drop out, it'd be Wakefield. Wakefield.
Right, that does interest me. OK, any particular reason?
Well, because I thought we were going to have a whiteboard and draw a picture. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
And I'd spent all day yesterday preparing something, which now I can't do. Yeah. So I've changed my mind, Brian. I've doubled down.
You're entitled to do that. Let's get to Jenna, wherever you are. Jenna, for you, Jenna, who drops out? You've got, you're dry over there. You're going to draw. Who's going to drop out of the top 6 from last year?
No one. Stays the same for me.
Oh.
So no
OK,
one.
stays the same. That'll make part 2 very interesting, Jenna. Kyla Moore, where are you? Who drops out of the top 6?
It's Wakefield for me, Brian.
OK, that's 2 saying Wakefield will drop out. Sam Tompkins, how's your drawing?
My drawing, well, I've dropped my pen, but if I can very quickly draw...
We'll be doing well to make this out.
Pen doesn't work. It is a cat. It's a wild cat.
Well, they're no longer the Wildcats.
I think this is going well.
Right, mate.
I think this is going really well.
This is award-winning television. OK, who will make the top 6 that wasn't in the top 6 last year? Let's start with you, John.
Do I not get a whiteboard? I feel really left out.
Do without your whiteboard. Who makes the top 6 that wasn't in it last year?
Oh, John Cartwright.
Hull FC just missed out. You got Warrington, Capwan.
They were John Asiata's hamstring away from making it, weren't they? Yeah. You know, that was the difference for me. They ran out of troops right at the end. I think Hull will come good. I think it's going to be really close, because I feel bad for Wakefield counting them out of it, because they were so good last year as well. But it's going to be tight, isn't it? Top 6 tight.
Big pack when they're all fit for Hull FC. If it's got quick rucks, it'll be interesting to see how they go. Yeah, oh yeah, a star signing. Jenna, of course, you've told us nobody's going to drop out of the top 6, so nobody's going to go in. Blank.
Blank.
All right, Jenna, thanks very much. As I said, this is award-winning stuff. Here, Kyle, don't disappoint us. You said Wakefield drop out. Who goes in that was outside the top 6 last year?
Yeah, Brian, I have to agree with John Wilkin. It's the black and whites. I think under John Cartwright, they'll improve. A toss-up really between Wakefield and Hull, but I'm going Hull.
Sam?
I'm going Warrington. I think they're going to start the year
Not
that
baby
well.
brother Joel.
No, I'm going Warrington. I think they're going to start the year that well, given the disappointment of last year, that they'll scrape in the 6.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover with Warrington. We'll do that in depth tomorrow ahead of their game against St Helens. Go on, you had one drawing there that you did, John. You did
I went yesterday to get this printed just for Derek. I just thought,
is he going in or out of the top 6?
I wanted to make out like I was like on Art Attack or something, and I'd drawn Derek in a tiny Lamborghini dropping out of the playoffs. I actually think Lee'll do really well.
Oh. He made you eat humble pie a few years ago.
Oh, he always does.
Might back that Lamborghini over you.
Please do.
All right, grand final prediction time, gentlemen. John, who's going to win it for you? Who's going to take this trophy at Old Trafford?
I think Wigan will be stinging after last year, not coming away with anything. I think they'll have had an incredibly tough pre-season. I fancy Wigan, with the pedigree they've got. If French and Field stay fit, I think Wigan for me.
Sam?
I'm looking at the way that Leeds have developed in the last couple of years. Last year, getting knocked out in what was the most dramatic finish against St Helens. I think Leeds will be stinging from that, and I think the way that they're growing, I fancy Leeds are going to go and take it this year.
9 injuries though into round 1. That's a tough
time of year to get them though. As long as you get them back,
it is. Sure it is.
And it's a hectic start of the season. Of course, all those Leeds players will be clamouring to get on that plane to Las Vegas for the game against the champions Hull Kingston Rovers, as you can see with us on Sky Sports. For York and their fans, they are in Super League for the first time ever, the 25th club to join this competition. Mark Wilson was out in their fan zone just a few minutes ago, soaking up what must be an incredible atmosphere.
Cheers, Brian. We're here outside. The weather might not be great, but these fans are in great mood ahead of the Knights' return to the Super League. Guys, big night for the Knights. Are they going to beat the champions?
Well, it's a huge night. I mean, they went on the run last year that they did, and whether they can keep that up going to Super League, I don't know. I'm hoping so. I mean, it's a huge task, but let's hope they can do it against Hull KR today.
What would success be then this year for York?
It'd be just amazing. It's the best thing for York in like how long? 40 years, and it's just so wonderful to see all the players, out and about and just going for it. Yeah, Hull KR are a massive team, but hey, the Giants can be beaten.
They can. What about you young fellas then? You looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's been quite a long wait in the winter, and kit and that, new kit, ready for the new season and just getting up for it, yeah.
Are you going to beat the champions?
Hope so.
Good stuff.
Tough gig.
It is a tough gig. It is a tough gig indeed. The weather, not great, but the mood amongst the Knights fans is brilliant. Back to you, Brian.
Better than our pundits, Mark. Thank you very much. It is indeed a tough gig when you play the champions, the treble holders, Hull Kingston Rovers. And speaking of them, we got their superstar, Mikey Lewis, to take us a break with a memorable moment, in his opinion, from 30 magical years of Super League.
Probably my favourite standout moment of Super League is probably Rob Burrows trying the grand final 2011. What Rob did was just, ducked under the arm and then just showing his speed and what he could do on that field.
Great goal for
History made. A treble won.
The York Knights, they have won the league leaders' shield.
Sit back and admire.
But I genuinely think if we keep his best players on the park, I feel we belong there 100%.
Magic Mikey!
Do not go anywhere. Strap yourself in.
Yeah, rugby league's back.
Let's go, baby!
Yes, the Betfred Super League is back, and tonight we get it all underway at a packed LNER Community Stadium as the game's premier competition comes to the historic city of York. The 31st season of Super League is now just minutes away from kickoff here on Sky Sports. The newly promoted Knights face the reigning champions Hull KR. The visitors claimed the treble last year and begin their title defence against a York club celebrating a return to the top tier for the first time in 40 long years. You won't miss a minute of the action from game one with us here on Sky Sports. Well, Mark Applegarth had a bruising 2023 coaching Wakefield in the top tier. He returns having transformed the fortunes of the Knights on the field. So this is the 17 he is given the honour of representing York in Super League for the first time ever. To'oa Mata'afa was a try scorer in last year's Championship Grand Final and starts at fullback. On the wings are Scott Galliano and Ben Jones-Bishop, who returns to Super League for the first time in 6 years. A score of tries in successive Grand Finals with Leeds in 2011 and 12. In the centres, Nico Williams makes his Super League debut, while Sam Wood makes his first league appearance in York colours, having captained Castleford last season. The halves too have Super League experience. Ata Hingano made 5 for Salford in 2021, while York Knights captain Liam Harris played at this level 8 years ago for Hull FC. There is significant experience in the front row for York in the form of Paul Vaughan, who makes his York League debut after 3 seasons at Warrington. The hooker is the 2020 Man of Steel Paul McShane, and making up the front row and his Super League debut is Xavier Va, one of 15 new signings for tonight's hosts. There are Super League debuts too for second rowers Ollie Field and Jesse D, while experienced loose forward Jordan Thompson is no stranger to rugby league at this level. There's another competition debut on the bench as Jack Martin makes his bow, while new signings Josh Griffin, Justin Sangare and Denis Balforth all make their York Super League debuts. 18th man for a side about to face the champions is King Vuniyawa. Well, it doesn't get much harder for a newly promoted side. Willie Peters, reigning champions and treble winners, Hull KR at a magical 2025 and will want to get their title defence underway in emphatic fashion. He sends this 17 into action. It features 15 from last year's Grand Final winning team. Points shouldn't be an issue for the Robins. No one scored more than goal-kicking fullback Arthur Morg, while Tom Davis and Joe Burgess crossed for 14 tries between them in all competitions. Ollie Gildart will be keeping his fingers crossed for an injury-free 2026. He lines up in the centres with Peta Hiku, a player whose importance to the visitors cannot be overstated. Man of the match in the Grand Final, Mikey Lewis capped his year off with 3 Ashes appearances for England. He takes on a York side he made 3 loan appearances for back in 2021. That, of course, before his now firmly established half-back partnership with Tyrone May. There's a late change in the front row. We did expect Dean Hadley to play in the pack. Jack Brown, though, comes in for the injured Hadley. Jez Litton and Swasso Sue make up the front row. The back row is Reece Martin, James Batchelor and captain Elliot Minchella. New signing for Hull Kingston Rovers, Carl Lawton, makes his first Super League appearance for Hull KR. The versatile forward is on the bench with Jai Whitbread, Sam Luckley and Jack Broadbent. 18th man is Noah Booth. Let's get up to your commentary team for this, the first game of the new Betfred Super League season. It's Kyle Moore and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Brian. A new era of Super League begins. The York Knights become the 25th club to grace the Super League stage, and that is what they're playing for. But what a tough task on the opening night. They welcome last season's champions and the treble winners, Hull Kingston Rovers. The fireworks go off here. What a boisterous atmosphere at the LNER Community Stadium. It is packed to the rafters. What a great start to the Super League we're in for tonight. Every game live across the Sky Sports platform. And the York fans are here in their droves. And Kyler Moore, this is how Super League should sound and how it should look.
Yeah, it certainly should, Mark. Good evening to you and everyone home watching as well. A new season, a new slate. You know, York here tonight with a chance to make a statement. But the champions, they arrive with expectation. Strap yourselves in. Super League is back. Paul McShane, one of the older statesmen out there for the home team. Former Man of Steel in himself. And he'll be opposite a man who has been in fine form in the Hull KR number 9 in Jez Litton. And you can just see there the win predict. They're only 25%, giving York a chance here. But Jez Litton, what a season he had last year.
Certainly did. Outstanding in the Ashes. The champions begin their defence here at the home of the York Knights. What a season awaits us here on Sky Sports, and it all kicks off tonight. The Betfred Super League 2026, the York Knights against Hulkinson Rovers, and we're underway, and it's the Knights who get first use of it as they look to bring it off their line. It is a brilliant atmosphere as the tackles and the big shots going in already here. And now there's going to be the first whistle of the season, and that will be a penalty for the Knights. Great start for them.
Yeah, it certainly was. 2 direct carries, first from Vaughan and then Vart. He just wanted to get up and play the ball. There was just too much messing around in the ruck there. Jez Litton get caught underneath. And Sawaso Su in there too long. Batchelor flopping on top now. Just trying to slow it down. Penalty given away.
Well, Litton is down here. Now, this is a big, big worry for Hulkinson Rovers. They've already lost Dean Hadley in the warm-up. They cannot afford to lose this fella.
No, they certainly can't, Mark. And given what's coming up next week as well, the World Club Challenge against the Brisbane Broncos, and one of Hull KR's stars may be in trouble. Just gets involved into that a bit awkwardly.
Well, this is a problem for Willie Peters. And we've not even played a minute of the new season, and he's in danger of losing 2 of his frontline stars. Now, Jez Litton here is going to be helped to his feet, and this is going to be a head injury assessment, I think. Well, fingers crossed for Hulkinson Rovers and Jez Litton that he passes this. Here's how it happened.
You just see he goes in there with the right shoulder, gets his head on the right side of Var's hip, and falls back awkwardly. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah. Well, here's a chance now for the kick to touch, and it's a good one. It's number 4 of what is going to be a blockbusting year on Sky Sports. We'll be with you every tackle of 2026. As here forward come the Knights again. Big carry straight up the middle from Var. Good start from him. As now Harris drops the ball back on the angle. And already York inside Rovers territory. McShane gets it away to Thompson, who's hit hard. Good shot goes in there. Knights working towards their left-hand side. Last one, says Liam Rush. And they're coming short side here. They're going to float it high. Ball's going to be contested. It's batted back. Beautiful hands here. Last tackle, need to keep it alive, and they'll go to ground with the ball. But the referee's deemed there's another penalty here. Mark Applegarth looks on. But his side are going to get a great opportunity at the Rovers line.
Yeah, it's a horror start for the champions. 2 penalties given away. Ball contested. Falls into the arms of Nical Williams. And the penalty is given away. I think it's for that late hit there. Mate Ngannou.
Here they go. The Knights, can they get a fairy tale start to life in the Super League? They got it now to that right-hand side, but Harris is wrapped up. He'll have a point to prove. Didn't go his way last time he was in Super League, but he's a much more rounded player now, having excelled in the Championship over a number of years. They're right on the whitewash. Big chance for the Knights then. We've got numbers to this side there. Oh, the dummy ball played on. It's kicked. They think there would have been offside there, York, in the end, and the referee will deem that will be a knock-on. Disappointing. They got the numbers. They couldn't get the ball there.
Yeah, they had a real chance there, didn't they, moving the ball out to this left edge. But they just couldn't quite get the skill right on the end of it. And a wobbly start from the champions.
Okay, our ball, shot clock on.
I mentioned Harris, just couldn't get the pass away.
He certainly had them for numbers. If Harris could have just released that ball. I think it was Jack Brown putting him under pressure.
Ball, shot clock off.
Robbins feed the scrum. And now they're going to get themselves a penalty. Offside from the scrum for the Knights, who rather jumped the gun there, and that'll be disappointing as they give away some easy meters and lots of them as well. Great touch finder And now it's the Robins on the front foot. Morg taps it. Here goes Hiku. You have to say, despite all the rain that we've had in the north of England, the pitch does look in pretty good condition.
Yeah, 6 again called there.
Ball offloaded. Nice work from Hulkea. They move it now to Lewis. Little step. Taken down inside the 20. Hulkea just had to defend at one end and now attacking down the other. Here they go, straight up the middle. 12 out. An early test for York. Short pass at the line, trying to get Soaso Su away. Pumps the legs. Great tackle, held the ball in there. Good work from Ollie Field. They're coming down the short side here. May gets it away to Morg. Morg's wrapped up. Good scramble from York. They got the numbers right there.
Sam, you're off.
May pops it up, take it in. Mincella, 5 away, last one. They're going to the left-hand side now. They're going through the hands to Lewis, fires it wide. No way through for Gildart, and that's a pretty good effort on defence from the Knights.
Yeah, it certainly is. Both edges there coming up with neat plays together to deny Hulkea the opening score.
This is going to be a tough set. Willie Peters will be hoping his side don't concede any penalties here. They've got York where they want them. Batchelor with the tackle.
5 metre run, wait, go to.
McShane in at dummy half, gets it away.
Oh no, Reese! Go 3.
Oh, he goes hard at dummy half and pinches a few valuable metres.
Go 4, he's played it slow.
Well, they've done pretty well there, Kyle. They've got up to the 40 on the back of just some one-out carries.
And that's all they need to do in these conditions, Mark, particularly where they got the ball in that far left corner. A neat kick, and the chase needs to be good, and it is.
Yeah, 35 out from the Robins line. Lewis will pop it up, Gildart will have a carry. Vaughan is into him. Really is a great sight here. The ground is full, the atmosphere electric. Who will get the first points of the new season? Will it be the champions who now move the ball through hands, and now they bring in the fullback Morg? Little step for Hingano, but again, good slide from York. Last one. May held onto it. Now we'll get it to Mincella. He'll find Lewis, who's going to set up the kick high. It's an early test at the back for York. Beat to it. Big chance. Ball offloaded on the ground. Still the last tackle. Ball still on the ground. It was picked up eventually by York, but the referee will call it back for a knock-on.
Ben Jones-Bishop there, Mark, just getting his pocket pinched. The support was coming on the inside. See Joe Burgess just climbing higher than his opposite number. He just can't quite find the final pass.
Well, we've got a challenge here. First of the season. Let's find out.
They're saying it went backwards.
Okay, it comes from a kick, so we'll first start there. We'll pause it on the foot. So we'll pause it on the foot. Everybody to the left is onside, but Jack Brown is offside in the middle. So we'll go through to the catch. So if we can have a tight in on that. Camera 2 looks like the angle. So he gains possession of the ball. If we can go back to 5, please. Offloads the ball. That is going backwards in relation to the ground. Have we got a view with the ball? 3, please. So camera 3. So has that touched the hands of Batchelor? Yes, so it's gone backwards off the hands and then hit his foot and gone forward, so we can keep going to this point. Has it then touched Mikey Lewis's foot that's in front? So if we can see camera 8, please. So the ball then touches Mikey Lewis's foot, who is, should we camera 4, please? Who is behind Batchelor. So we can keep going to this point. And then the ball is never knocked on by York. So let's just go here. Does that hit his arm? Yeah, camera 2. The ball touches York and goes forward in relation to the ground. I have a decision.
So the first captain's challenge of the season is successful.
We need to York knock on.
And it's deemed that it was a York knock on.
York. Scrum. Okay, our ball, shot knock on.
There we go.
Yeah, just there. I was wondering where it was.
Well, we heard from Phil Bentham in the off-season. He said he expects the number of successful challenges to go up this year. There's the first of them. And now the Robins get a beautiful opportunity here. Hiku with a dancing feet inside the 10. Ball now short, just trying to crash through the middle. Soaso Su. Lots of Robins fans packed in that stand behind the post at that end of the ground. Are they going to be celebrating a try? No, turned away. Good defence, aggressive defence from Jesse D. Keeps them out for now. Another crash ball and another York stand on their own line. They've been asked questions, the new boys in Super League. Chella sidestepping across the field, will drop it back on the angle. Here's Gildart. Gildart tries to brush off far. He makes the tackle. Ball now coming towards centre field. Little kick was played out, was it? Is that another set of 6? It is. Pressure mounting here.
Yeah, they're under the cosh mark of the home team.
Here's Soaso Su. What a carry from the big man. All will be played now. Fires across. They go to that left edge. Here's Lewis. Lewis back on the angle. Is tackled by Thompson. York on the ropes here. Again, it's a short play. And again, York turned them away, but they're inching ever closer here, the Robins. Couple more left up their sleeve. Lewis finds May, just had to wait for the pass. Now they're moving it through the hands to Morg, finds Hiku. Hiku tries to break the line, and he's tackled just in from touch. Big opportunity here, last one. Morg will find May, he's going to stand up the kick. It's going to come down about 5 off the line. York survive. Can they stay in the field and play? They can. Huge test and a huge turn up for the York defence.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, York defended heroically there on the line. I had to deal with some big ball carriers there, Mark, and we're just able to slam the door firmly shut. And now it's their turn to carry away 20 metres out from their own end here.
Yeah, great catch from Sam Wood, former Robin, of course. Swap Castleford for York in the off-season. As McShane will kick downfield, tries to turn more round. He's dropped that, but did it go backwards? It did. Much to the relief of the fullback there. York fans not happy with that call.
Thinking that they're getting the rub of the green at the moment. And here comes Peter Hiku.
Here it is.
Go to.
No.
Off the leg, Paul! 3. Go 3. Paul McShane!
Ball up the middle again from Hull Kingston Rovers. What a start they've got to their season. Well, they've got their hands full here tonight. There's a ball now chipped over the top. They're trying to turn round. That's a good bounce. Galliano's just going to have to shovel it dead. And that's what he does. Goal line dropout on the way.
I'll get to someone.
Yeah, Galliano taking no chances there. He almost wants Tyrone May's kick just to keep rolling. The brakes have applied and he knocks it dead. This is pressure from Hull KR.
10 metres on the goal line.
Good news for Hull Kingston Rovers. Jez Litton is good to go. He's past that HIA and he will be back in a few moments' time. Big relief for Willie Peters and co. Here's May. Gets the ball away to Soaso Su. What a relief that would be.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Here's Lewis. Pops the ball up, taken forward. Good run there. Tackle is made inside the 20. Jack Brown, who wasn't expecting to play tonight, let alone start. Here come the Robins, short pass to Batchelor. Good strong tackle goes in there from Hingano. Ball now moves centre field. Here now is May. He will move it along to Mikey Lewis. Lewis gets it away. Gildart is taken down inside the 10. Robins been down here quite a lot early stages, but yet to score. Another good carry again. Inching his way to the line. Big start from Brown. Last one. They're coming now to the right. Is that a set restart? It is on the last tackle. Do they know? They're going for it here. Hiku going for the corner. And once again, Hingano comes up with a stop.
Yeah, 6 again there with 1 play left to go. It's a heartbreaker.
Well, they're burning some early fuel here, York. This is a big early test, and what we know from the Robins, they're going to be patient. Here now is May. May decides to go alone, bounces out of a couple of tackles. Short pass almost intercepted, and he'll pick it up here. This is going to be a try. If he can get over the line, he will. Tyrone May is over. They might want to check how he got it, but it looked like it came off the hand of York. And we're going upstairs for the video referee decision.
No tackle.
On field.
I have no try.
No try. Let's see how this one pans out.
My live call is that it goes backwards off York and then forwards off OKR.
So we have a live call of no try. So we're just making sure. So can I have camera 5, please? So the ball is passed backwards. The ball is then touched by by York and goes forward in relation to the ground. Now we just need to make sure that that then goes backwards off May. So can we have camera 9, please? So we know the ball's been passed backwards. The ball then touches the arm of May. Does it then touch his right hand? So the ball drops. Can I have it on camera 4 just to see a relation of the ground, what way the ball goes? It goes straight down, which constitutes a knock-on. I have a decision.
There you go. Liam Rush said no try on field, and that is backed up. There was a hand on it from Tyrone May. So once again, York's defence is tested, and once again, York's defence survives. Listen to that cheer.
No try, knock on.
Tyrone May there, just losing the ball after the intercept's gone. I think it was Holyfield who just tries to get out and gets his left arm. It comes back, and Tyrone May knocks it on. But York, you're right, Mark. They're defending far too much down this end of the field. The number of player the ball's in the opposition 20 for Hull KR. You think eventually they will get over, but York deny them once more.
Yeah, certainly do.
10 seconds, boys, heads in.
There we go, Jez Litton back into the action. So Carl Lawton's first foray in the Super League was a short one. He'll be back for sure later on.
Up now, Mikey!
Rain continues to lash down. Tough conditions. And tough defence from the Robins.
By me and hold, wait. Go, 2. Dominant! Stand now, Jez. 3, hold. Go 3.
You just look at how tight this Hull KR line are. The rain's coming down. There won't be much ball movement. Paul Vaughan tasked with driving the ball forward.
Release!
And now a penalty. Paul Vaughan earns his side. Some free meters. Rhys Martin on the wrong end of the whistle.
Yeah, Liam Rush there just telling the players that he did call release. We're going to see more and more penalties given away in the opening few games until the players get used to the new interpretation.
I think whenever you use the word interpretation, it adds a little bit of controversy, doesn't it? McShane looking to get the Knights on the front foot. Ball taken into contact, but a good strong challenge there on Jack Martin. McShane gets it away now to Harris. Harris gets it away to Hingano. What a bump off that was. Hingano again running over the top of Gildar. Great work from the halfback.
Yeah, he's got a quality running game. After Hingano, tricky customer as well to deal with. Martin there with half a chance.
Yeah, almost broke through. Here they go, McShane explodes out of dummy half, finds Vaughan. Vaughan half through the tackle, last one. They've lined up numbers either side of the ruck. They're coming left here. Full back into the line, but a strong tackle. Let's head down then to pitch side. Let's get some injury news for the first time this year from Jenna Brooks.
Yeah, evening, Mark. You'll notice that Dean Hadley, the unsung Hull KR hero of last year, he's on the bench. He suffered a bit of a rib injury, a bit of a niggle in the warm-up. I'm told that he's okay. It's probably more precautionary given what's coming up in a week's time, that World Club Challenge against Brisbane Broncos. So fingers crossed he will be okay for that one.
Good stuff. Thanks, Jenna. And I guess that, with lots on deck for the Robins, is a pretty sensible decision from Willie Peters.
Yeah, absolutely. Willie Peters will be wanting all of his best players out there next weekend. Only 50-50 calls. No chance in risking them.
No. Lewis turns it back underneath for Reece Martin. Martin gets it away to Jez Litton. Litton offloads it back to Lewis. Ball now comes over halfway. Again, York are aggressive in defence. This is the last tackle. They'll go to Mikey Lewis. He's going to send it high. And this is a tester for Ben Jones-Bishop. Underneath it was there a player taken out. If it was, I think it was a York player on the chase for the ball. But Ben Jones-Bishop comes up with it nicely.
Yeah, Joe Burgess collides with Sam Wood. Allows Ben Jones-Bishop just to get a clean catch. And again, Hull KR making York carry from deep inside their own half.
Ball now works its way to this side. That looked high. That was high.
Well, I'll tell you something, Mark. That's 4 penalties now that Hull KR have given away. With ball in hand, they've been pretty direct, turning it over into corners. But that there is just a lazy left arm from the captain. And it's high contact.
And Minchella. I don't think he can have any complaints about that. Hingano, we saw what a tough runner he is just a few minutes ago.
The video referee.
Referee just checking he's okay.
He's
he just snaps hard off his left foot. And then Chella, with his hips facing the sideline, can't turn and rotate his body. He catches him high, and he may be in a little bit of bother here.
And then rides up, which is like
it's one that the more you look at it, the worse it seems to get. But it is just going to be a penalty.
High, secondary
I'm
first.
saying that the arm rose up, so it's a secondary contact. So penalty will be sufficient. It's a penalty that's going to cost them about 30 metres. Mark Applegarth looking on. He'll be pretty proud inside of what his boys have turned up early on here, but there's an awful long way to go yet.
Out square, John. Just family and hold. Wait, go.
Here's Thompson. Look at that. 21-3 in terms of play of the balls in the opposition 20, yet it's still 0-0.
Yeah, it is, but that'll burn towards the back end of this 40 mark, I've no doubt about it. For York, a real chance now to just try and buy some territory down here.
Yeah, here come the Knights on the attack. Good hands are getting away. Ben Jones-Bishop for a moment thought he was away, comes back in, and he's tackled inside the 10. And a set restart. They're going short side. Super League season, and York are in delirium. The Knights lead. The coach is cool as a cucumber, but Sam Wood has got the season off and running for the Knights.
Oh, we just mentioned there that Hull KR dominant in the opening 17 minutes, and only the fourth play of the ball inside of Hull KR's 20, and they just take a short side, a cut-out ball. McShane rocks his hips one way. Joe Burgess, he's got that one all wrong. And Sam Wood crosses over for the first try of Super League 2026.
spine-tingling stuff here. What an atmosphere. Former Robins scores against the Robins, and didn't he enjoy that one?
Well, completely against the run of play, you have to say. But it comes down to Elliot Minchella's penalty. The 6 again was called, and Max Shane, 36 years old, 18th season. He knows exactly what he's doing there. Finds a wonderful pass for Sam Wood. 4-0.
Tough kick this for Harris, and goal kicking a problem for York, even in the cup last week at Barrow. They missed quite a few kicks at goal. And Harris to add the extras then. Sends a ball on the way, but he's pulled it way across the face of goal. It's waved away, but we're nearly a quarter of the way through the opening game of the season. And it's delight in York.
Yeah, OKR banging on the door. Well, it's the old Craftsman out of 9 in the yellow and black. Wonderful pass to Sam Wood, but Burgess just gets that one all wrong. It's not his man. Sam Wood scores.
Restart taken. And here comes Vaughan, the big name recruit for the Knights in the off-season side from Warrington. We'll be seeing them in action tomorrow night, full house at the Halliwell Jones as they take on St Helens. Walk up to the 30. Another change for the Robins. Sam Luckley into the action. Well, this has been another decent set, another good go-forward set. Up towards halfway. McShane will search out Harris, sends it high.
It's an awful kick, Mark.
It's not the best end of the set, is it? And it's going to give York a problem. They're going to turn it over on halfway. They made such a good set going forward, but as you said, that was a pretty shoddy kick.
Yeah, near perfect set after points, just challenging Hull KR through them. The middle third of the field, nothing fancy. And the kick from Harris, it needed a bit more. Well, it needed a lot more.
Certainly did.
For me, white line, wait.
Well, the Robins have been perfect opening game under Willie Peters, but it is worth bearing in mind they needed golden point last year to beat Castleford in their opening game. Here's Minchella, finds May, drops the ball back for Reece Martin. He's wrapped up. Minchella finds Morg. Morg gets it away to Hiku. 20 out. Litton has a scoot out of dummy half. He's wrapped up, 10 away. Wanted a quick player, the ball doesn't get one. Last one here. Minchella feigns, gets it away to May. May goes through the hands to Lewis. Little grubber kick was dropped, but it went backwards.
That's brilliant work once again from Paul McShane. His change of speed just allows that edge just to get up and runs the space out for Hull KR. The kick goes through and York survive once more.
Yeah, they do indeed. There it is. Good hands in the end from York. An intriguing start to the season. 40 years since York last played top flight rugby league. Well, they've started well here. Kick downfield is gathered by Burgess. And he's met decent enough chase.
Yeah, better kick that time there from Harris. Just put his foot as hard as he can through the ball. Ollie Gildart now 2 metres shy of the 40-metre line as Hull KR look to come out their own end, and it's a decent little run there from Atamog.
All working its way over the halfway line. Inside the 30 they go, down that left-hand edge. Last one. One of the Robins got to end this set. May's going to stand it up again. It's going to be a tester at the back for Mata Arthur. Ball gone backwards, picked up by Wood. And the referee will say that was a knock-on, so York will get it back 10 off their own line. Willie Peters, plenty to think about. Early stages here, his side are behind.
Yeah, they are behind on the scoreboard, Mark, but you have to say the run of the play is with them. They're turning that ball over. They're really fancying that kick onto Ben Jones-Bishop's head and trying to put traffic around him, waiting for that error. But it hasn't came so far as we're 23 minutes into this game.
Well, 40 years ago we said that York last in the top flight 40 years ago. A man who was involved in that is Graham Steadman. Let's hear about that with Jenna Brooks.
Yeah, Graham Steadman, what a superstar he is. Well, I can tell you, Mark Applegarth, who is York's head coach, continues to go to that man there. He's whispering in his ear. He's also got Chris Thorman on his side as well, so he's got some pretty experienced heads around him. Of course, York become the 25th different team to play in Super League this year. So Mark Applegarth there, surrounded by experience. Also, just an injury update, Jesse D has walked down the tunnel. He is currently being assessed.
Okay, cheers, Jenna. A wealth of experience in the dugout alongside Mark Applegarth. Sangare carries, gets the ball away here, and York are back on the attack.
They are, and they're growing into this game, but it's Hullcar who've given away another penalty. And York leading this one 4 points to 0. They're growing in confidence here, Mark. Paul Vaughan.
Vaughan wrapped up. Can they double their advantage here? There's a scoop from dummy half from Barnforth. Ball's on the ground though. York can't afford to waste too many opportunities down that end of the field, although when we look at the win predictor, York's chances of victory have improved. 25% before the game, then out to 34%. It's a slender lead, but they do lead.
Yeah, they do lead. Josh Griffin there, Mark, you mentioned he can't afford to waste players. It was a tackle for kick.
Oh,
Mikey
kick charge down here. Who's going to get on the end of this one? It's going to be, well, that's a drop there. It's going to be play on here. And York do get it back. Sam Wood with a ball. Burgess spilled it. And now a massive chance for York. Looking to move it across the field. Got to stay patient.
Well, that win predictor might be headed further up. From OKR, they've got a couple of players to deal with here in a great position for York. Harris.
Hingano out the back. Beautiful pass. Big chance. Oh, didn't get it down. Galliano. Great defence from Davis.
Well, it's another penalty mark that's been given away. A late shot. You just see as the ball's moved out to this left-hand side, it's a late hit on Hingano again, who has been lively for the home team. It's Jai Whitbread who just can't resist. And the champions will have 6 more to defend here.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
It's a fraction late, but Willie Peters, I must say, he'll be furious. His side's ill-disciplined. There's just no need. He doesn't need to make that contact there. The right edge is good enough to deal with it. Wonderful tackle from Tom Davis. They're going to have to defend 6 more.
Yeah. Would have been pretty kickable, wouldn't it? But they're going to decide they might need more than goals to beat the champions tonight. 4-0 they lead, and here they go. Sangare looking to power his way in. What an end to the season he had last year at Salford. Ball short now. Hingano. Oh, Harris has put it down. And that's back-to-back sets now in the 20 where they've come up with an error.
Yeah, sloppy mistake there from Liam Harris. Just when this York home crowd just felt that they were getting on top. It's a costly mistake.
Yeah. Not only that, just a chance to spend some time down that end, and they've passed it up early in the tackle count.
Well, I don't think they're going to get too many opportunities down that end of the field. We saw that early with the number of play of the balls. Jez Litton having a little scamper, still going.
Well, Litton there pointed out the defenders that were offside and ran straight at them. And now a penalty. And pulled that down, I think, to Jez Litton there. He had them all over the show, didn't he, the York defenders?
Well, the nines are certainly going to come into life in season 2026. And Jez Litton, we saw it a number of times on the biggest stage in the Ashes, who's arguably one of England's best. His creativity and dynamism out of 9 is electric.
Well, they've just dodged some pressure at the other end. Can they inflict some of their own here? Changes for the Knights. Short pass. Here is Minchella working the middle of the field. The Robins about to hit back and level up. 6 again. Litton out of dummy half. Gets it away to May. May asking the question. Probing, trying to break through. Another set of 6. Pressure building. Here's Luckley. Litton will swing it back to this side. Morg, little turn of pace. Bobbing, weaving, ducking and diving and tackle. Litton starting to really have a big impact on this game now. He gets it away. Here now is Hiku. Hiku running back. Good shot goes in there. Big tackle needed to be, but it's a quick play of the ball. They're going for the power play, and York, look at that.
Goodness me, Mark. Oh, and they come up with an error as well. Wow. And look what it means to the players. They're all celebrating in there. Some big contact, big collision to deny Hull KR just trying to power over.
Well, they're going to challenge again here. They retain their challenge after their successful one. Let's find out if they're successful again.
We have a captain's challenge. Hull KR are challenging the ruling of a knock-on. I've ruled that he's lost it into the man.
So it's we are challenging the decision of a knock-on. The ruling is that the ball's been lost forwards into the man. So we can get camera 5, please. So at this point he's in possession of the ball. He's still in possession of the ball. He's going towards the opponent's line in possession of the ball. The hand remains on it from what we can see. Can you show me camera 1, please? There is some movement there to the ball. Does it touch? So it does come out of his grasp, but does it touch anybody that would constitute a knock-on? So he then regains possession of the ball with his right hand. So the ball hasn't been lost forward into anybody at this point. The ball remains in his hands. Can we just go to camera 3, please? Camera 2. So although he's lost it, it's never been lost into a player. He then regains possession of the ball carrying arm hits the ground, and the tackle is complete while he remains in possession of the ball. I have a decision.
Well, they're on a roll here, Hull Kingston Rovers, it looks.
Okay, is he about 2 metres out?
2 from 2 for the Robins, and a big moment now.
Tackle 4.
Because they thought York that they'd held them out.
It's tackle 4, sorry, I thought you lost it. Remember, it was your own leg.
So Hull KR just need to keep their head in the play here.
Just here. Justin, come back.
This is a big early moment in this match.
And just look how deep the setup here to the right-hand side. Here he comes.
Going to use Luckley just to lay the platform. 5 metres out. Now they line up to the left. Litton finds May. May, ball back on the angle for Lewis, offloads it. Here's danger, ball move wide to Morg. Morg running for a gap. What a tackle! What a tackle on the line from York.
Just look at the amount of numbers that are in and around Arthur Morg. Hull KR, they look more, could be all on here. Bit of pushing and shoving. But Hull KR's best player, Mark, he's dropping and turning big bodies back underneath. Arthur Morg has a scamper back to the middle of the field because both the left and the right edges of York are getting up really high. It's a wonderful tackle. Paul Vaughan, I think it was.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. This is going to be a big set now, isn't it, for York?
Thanks, mate.
You just get the sense, though, that it's been half an hour of pretty much 25 minutes of onslaught on their line.
Yeah, and it might be having an effect as well. Let's get some injury news from the Knights, from Jenna.
I can tell you, Jesse D, the York second rower, he's fine. He had a little little knock to his left knee. It's strapped up. He's ready to come back on. But my word, Mark, this is loud here at the LNER Community Stadium. We're told that it's a sellout tonight, of course. As we keep saying, it's York's very first game in Super League. But good news for the Knights, Jesse D is okay.
Yeah. Well, they got a penalty. There is Jesse D on the sidelines. York got a penalty, and they've just had a little bit of luck. They got a little bit greedy there, Kyle, and they've got fortunate in a hook eye trying to catch the ball, have knocked it on.
Yeah, Joe Burgess there making a dive, almost a cricket-style catch. He spills the ball, and it's York who were able just to get some cheap meters and get out their own end off the back of yet again another yardage penalty.
Yeah, 7 penalties Hull Kingston Rovers have conceded so far. Here is that attempted catch. He got hands on it, but just couldn't throw it backwards. So it was a knock-on and still York ball. York over halfway. Still that solitary Sam Wood try. The only score we've had tonight. Sangare carries. Last one here will go to Harris. Will set himself. Asking Wood and Ben Johns-Bishop to go get the ball, but it's Burgess who gets up highest.
Yeah, wonderful take there from Joe Burgess. Just climbs really high to take that with ease.
What a start it has been from York.
Move and square, Paul! Go to Paul, not square! Good now!
He's got to be really careful here, York, that they stay disciplined and ask Hull KR to kick this ball deep from inside their own half.
There's Minchella trying to probe the centre of the field. York all over him. Last one, so they are going to have to kick from inside their own 40.
Oh, they've given away a 6 again.
Oh, dearie me. Litton now. Litton out of dummy half. Litton breaks away. Dragged to ground. Well, a coach killer if ever there was one there from York. They'd done all the hard work, and then they infringed right at the very last moment. Here's Morg now. Morg tries to go past Griffin. Griffin just dangled an arm, and that wasn't enough to stop Morg.
There's a couple of tired bodies out there for York, falling off tackles. Here comes May.
You wonder how long they can hang on here. Lewis has a juggle, but had time to regather. He's taken to ground 10 away. Short pass, Litton. Power play here from the Robins. They're over the line. Whitbread crashes through. And Jai Whitbread levels up the match. Too big, too strong. Litton got the Robins on a roll. And Whitbread finishes it off. We're all level at 4 apiece.
Yeah, it's taken the champions 33 minutes before the register has scored. Jai Whitbread. And it has to be said that York, they shot themselves in the foot. They had an opportunity to get Mikey Lewis to kick the ball deep from inside their own half. They give away a 6 again. Jez Litton reacts, pinches 30 or so metres up the field before Jai Whitbread just barges his way over against some tired defence out there for York. Just see they're getting 2 metres up off the line. It's Field. Paul Vaughan in there, who's been on the field for almost 34 minutes and just had to do so much defending down that part. It's a simple score in the end.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed. They had bodies in front there, didn't they? But they couldn't keep him out.
They did, Mark, but they're on the back foot off that 6 again. They're chasing the tails. They get back to the try line. They move forward a metre or 2. And with a powerful runner in Jai Whitbread just carrying the ball direct, he's just able to twist his way over.
Whitbread only missed 1 game last year. He's pretty durable, isn't he, the former Wakefield man? Reece Martin, ever reliable Reece Martin to nudge Rovers in front.
Shot clock off.
Strikes it, and it is a 2-point lead for Hull Kingston Rovers.
And take a bow, Jez Litton. The 6 again was called, but he just spots both markers. Josh Griffin clocks off. And there's a miss attempt there from Barnforth. and he just rolls down the field, and you can see all the York players, they can't get back. They're on the back foot, and Whitbread just spins in between Harris and Field.
Players have come together. It's a
Something
scrappy game. We've got
happened in
significant
the
offences in the rugby.
aftermath of the try, and the referee's having a word with them both here. Right, Catalans Huddersfield tomorrow, 5:55, early start, Sky Sports Plus. Then we're at the big one, Warrington St Helens, 7:30 on Sky Sports, action for that one. And also tomorrow night, pretty decent game at the Lee Sports Village as Lee take on Leeds. That'll be on Sky Sports Plus, 7:55. Saturday, Hull take on newly promoted Bradford Bulls at 5:25. Wakefield take on Toulouse, 7:55 on Saturday evening. And we round off the Super League on Sunday as the Tigers take on Wigan. Sky Sports Plus, good hands here from Hull Kingston Rovers.
Well, it's important that York just settle down in this next 5 minutes and do not let Hull KR go back to back. Wonderful offload there from Sam Luckley. Just means in 2 plays they've rolled 40 metres.
And all of a sudden here, with 4 and a bit to go to the break, these are vital moments for York, that they don't get blown away at the latter part of this first half. Ball now works its way infield. Little dummy. Tackle is made. Ball now into the hands of Arthur Morg. Here's Petter Hiku. Run from deep. Good tackle, but they don't get the ball. That goes to Litton. Litton puts the kick in behind. What's the bounce like, Ben Jones-Bishop? Well, he was cool, very cool indeed. Ben Jones-Bishop used every bit of his experience there.
Well, Ben Jones-Bishop closing in on nearly 400 games. You're right, Mark, using all that experience, knowing that Joe Burgess was chasing that ball hard. You get a 7 tackle sack.
Yeah, much needed for York. Led early on from Sam Wood's try. Whitbread level it up. York working the centre of the field. Ball now works its way to the hands of Ngannou. Short pass finds Griffin. Griffin trying to get through the line. Former black and whites played. Love a try against the Robins. Had a good spell at Wakefield. Here's Ngannou again. Hits the ball back inside. York here on the last tackle. Barnforth waits at dummy half. He'll get it away. It's not the best pass. Ngannou had to wait for it. Finds Harris. Harris floats the kick again. There's not great depth on that. Burgess will collect it, and they'll be disappointed with that at the end of the set.
No, there's a couple of kicks there from Liam Harris that just haven't been where they need to be or what they need to be. He tries to go for the little float over the top. Perhaps the ball along the deck in behind Joe Burgess might have been a better option.
Yeah. There's a tangle of bodies there, says the referee. Sangare.
Surrender, he moves forward and 1. Jack straight out!
Robbins looking to strike from deep. Minchella gets it away to his left. Good defence. Last one. Gonna stay squeaky clean here as a kick from the dummy half position. Across goes Mataafa to pick it up. And he'll bring it back. Been impressive for York last season. We've not seen him get a chance to run yet, but he's been pretty solid at the back.
Yeah, 12 tries in 19 appearances for the fullback. Brought in last May. Mikael Williams just dancing between players.
And now he's on this side of penalty.
Yeah. That's one detail Hull KR need to address. The number of penalties. I make that 8 now. Willie Peters will not be happy in that department.
No, well, there's some words exchanged, I'm sure, in those dressing rooms at half-time as the ball carried forward by Martin. Falls to the ground inside the 40. Barnforth will play it now. Gets it to Harris. Sangari on his shoulder. They want a high shot there. They're going to get one here.
As well, yeah.
Right, now this is interesting. Do they take a shot at goal here?
Yeah, I think they may as well, yeah.
Yeah,
Inside
that's
of
the call.
40 seconds to go.
High tackle.
Well, look, Mark, you know, I know we've got the next 40 of this contest to go, but if Hull KR are anything like this next week, they might be in for some ugly scenes.
Shot clock on.
Yeah, there you go. Coach will have a kick. Rhys Martin. The picture of a guilty man.
Yeah, I mean, a word for Mark Applegarth. 40 minutes in, if this kick gets converted, 6-all against the treble-winning champions. Certainly something to give this bumper crowd something to think about for the rest of this season.
Yeah, did mention it though, goal kicking has been a problem. There goes the siren in the background. Missed to level it up at the break. Harris strikes it towards the post, and he's got it! He's got it! The flamethrowers go off, but York hearts will be warm. What a first 40 minutes back in the big time for them. Sam Wood's try had them in front. Willie Peters' side attacks, but were thwarted time and time again. Guy Whitbread got the try and the goal from Martin, but at the break we're all level. York Knights 6, Hull Kingston Rovers 6.
Mark Kyle, thank you very much. Well, in the build-up to this new Betfred Super League season, and in particular this opening game between York Knights and the reigning champions Hull Kingston Rovers, you would have heard a raft of different predictions. Few would have told you they'd be locked up at 6 points apiece at half-time. First points of the new season, first points in Super League for York Knights from Sam Wood. So much to talk about after this. Just a reminder, we've got T20 World Cup action for you live on Sky Sports from Sri Lanka and India. England taking on Scotland. That's Saturday, 9 AM Sky Sports Cricket. A massive game for England in that one. The ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Well, for you Rugby League fans, just a reminder that we are after the World Club Challenge next Thursday between Hull Kingston Rovers, the Super League champions, and the NRL Premiers, Michael Maguire's Brisbane Broncos, 6:30 PM on Thursday, Sky Sports Plus and Sky Sports Mix. The Robins will then jump on a plane transatlantic to Las Vegas to take on Brad Arthur and the Leeds Rhinos. That's 11:30 PM Saturday, February 28th. Again, Sky Sports Plus and Sky Sports main event. It's quite the start of the season for the reigning champions and quite the half-time headline here in the opening game of the 2026 Betfred Super League season. The York Knights, in their first ever Super League match, are locked up at 6 points apiece with last year's treble winners at half-time. Joined here pitchside by John Wilkin and Sam Tompkins. Sam, if you can, sum up what we have just seen in that opening 40 minutes of the new season.
Well, what we've seen a York side that are willing to defend the line. I think the stats will show the amount of pressure that this Hull KR side put on them on their own line. And they look comfortable in that. They look comfortable. They were happy to turn away this Hull KR side for the vast majority of that first half, which is difficult to do. To defend 32 players inside your own 20, defending your line, it's not an easy task.
You would be expecting a side to return how many points from that?
Well, you'd be thinking 2-3 tries. A team as good as Hull KR, if given that much ball inside the 20, you'd expect 2 or 3 tries, and York have been outstanding on their own line.
Whatever happened, it was going to be a night of celebration for York as they entered Super League for the first time. They will be pinching themselves at this scoreline. In the changing rooms, they'll be patting each other on the back for what in particular?
How connected they were in defence, particularly their edges. Kyle Amor mentioned it in commentary, and I thought he picked it out fantastically well. Their edge defence got really high. We'll see some examples of this. Getting so high in these conditions really forces...
So just explain that, getting high.
Well, what they do is they get up almost and they spook the attacking team to play early. This example is just good connected edge defence. but this one here really shows, and it's Nick Williams who comes into shot. Look, he's 3 or 4 body lengths in front of the line inside him. Now that forces Hull KR to play early, it forces the skill to be great, and then on the edge of that they're connected and really patient. I thought it was exceptional, and that led to the Sam Wood try, and it was a masterclass by Paul McShane.
Yeah, Paul McShane, one of the craftiest nines in Super League for a very, very long time, and he hasn't lost it. He spots an opportunity. It's clear, he knows where he's going to go. The big indicator is the man on the ground. That means they've only got one marker. McShane recognises that, jumps short side and picks off a mismatch.
Bad read.
Shocking read.
Joe Burgess.
Joe Burgess, yeah. He doesn't need to.
Is he spooked by Jez Litton?
Yeah, for sure. Gildart digs in, but McShane does all that work, doesn't he? He sells it open, and he does fantastically well to get Gildart in district, but I agree, it's a bad read from Burgess.
He's overread it. Joe Burgess has overread it and thought, look, I know they're going to come down a short side. We've got a man down. I'm going to go and fix it. If he had his time again, I'm sure Joe would realise that Gildart's going to tackle the centre and he can tackle the winger.
It was quite the contrast, wasn't it? York, patient, steady, relying on each other from the inside, and Joe Burgess just trying to solve it on his own. 2 different ways to defend.
They had plenty of defending to do because Hull Kingston Rovers came in wave after wave after wave and have returned just one try, but it came after, again, some stoic York Knights defence.
Yeah, but you can only resist so many play the balls in these conditions. Eventually, Sam, you will fall over the line. But great competitive spirit from York.
They looked desperate,
didn't they? Yeah.
And that frustrated the Hull KR side, didn't it? But yeah, eventually, given so much weight of ball, they're going to get over the line, and it's a relatively easy try, given the amount of great attack that they defended.
I think that'll be the disappointing thing. Dealt with structure, shape, dealt with that also well, and then it's just a simple fall over from Whitbread. Tellingly off Jez Litton. Look, it was a worrying thing, wasn't it, when he left the field for a HIA, but a fantastic performance from York. 2 points from Harris. We're going tied.
That gives them smiles as they celebrate their entrance into Super League. We know it's raining heavily here, and it has been all game. If you can, but the time we've got left here at half-time, explain to me how that works as a leveller. It's what I've heard in the build-up to this game. The weather might be a leveller. Practically, from a playing perspective, how does it affect how you play?
It's just the crispness in the pass. So when Hull KR have got some beautiful attack shape as well. They've got threats both sides of the field, but every pass has to be caught on the chest. It's milliseconds, but the difference with 4 passes going from the middle of the field to the sideline, it gives edges that extra 2 or 3 seconds to defend it.
The players today are back to the middle, back on the inside. Morg, May, skipping back to the middle of the field. That's where Hull KR
forcing change of direction in difficult conditions.
Just forget the outside. Let's get back to the inside.
It doesn't look like it's going to let up here at the LNER Community Stadium, but the York fans will not mind a jot. They are in the big time in Super League and very much in this game against the reigning champions Hull Kingston Rovers, who've got quite the schedule coming up over the next few weeks. They will want to start their title defence with a win. They've got 40 minutes to rectify that here on Sky Sports.
This is set to be something special, and we are being treated here for you putting on one hell of a show. What an incredible year!
Put up your right hand and your left one, 2, and then...
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Rugby League's greatest ever season.
We love occasions like this.
Mikey! Reece Walsh has lifted up!
There'll be some noise tonight.
Queensland, a win for the true believers. This is the stage where dreams are realised.
On top of the Rugby League world.
2 big men coming together. Wonderful, wonderful scenes.
This year on Sky Sports, we will bring you nearly 400 live games of Rugby League. Close to 200 of those coming from the Betfred Super League, and our coverage of the opening round of season 2026 continues tomorrow. The Catalan Dragons against the Huddersfield Giants at 5 to 6 on Sky Sports Plus. Same channel at 7:30 for a sold-out clash from the Halliwell Jones Stadium between Warrington and St Helens. And then, of course, at the same time, 7:55 p.m, building up to an 8 o'clock kickoff at the Lee Sports Village. It's the Leopards against the Rhinos. Again, Sky Sports Plus. Sunday, we have Hull FC against Bradford as the Bulls return to the big time after a 12-year absence. Wakefield Trinity take on Toulouse Olympique. And on Sunday, the Castleford Tigers will take on last year's beaten grand finalists, the Wigan Warriors. Sky Sports Plus, 2:55 p.m. Halftime team news. Let's get straight to the tunnel. And Jenna.
Yeah, speaking to Willie Peters, he mentioned ill discipline and stop giving away penalties. He did say that they were expecting this kind of contest. As for Mark Applegarth, he said that they just need to continue building that pressure. Of course, he's delighted with that first half. He's expecting Hull KR to come out with a different kind of tempo. He's sure that Willie Peters had harsh words with his players. But let's go back upstairs to Mark and Kyle.
Cheers, Jenna. Willie Peters with plenty to ponder at half-time. York 40 minutes away from a huge upset to kick off the new Super League season, and I dare say, Kyle, penalties will have been top of Willie Peters' agenda.
Oh, without doubt. You know, we mentioned it a number of times throughout the first 40 minutes. Willie Peters, a new assistant coach, Ian Watson, I have no doubt that Willie Peters would have give his side a rocket at half-time. Let's see what they come out with in this second 40.
Yeah, well, they will get first use of the ball, but it's a good aggressive defensive effort. There is Willie Peters and his new assistant looking on as the Robins work the ball off their end of the field. Some likeable performances from York, but they won't like that. They've given away an early penalty, and it's Griffin again.
Yeah, Griffin just having a little pull at the leg. Liam Rush called held, and you can just see that he's just trying to do too much.
Great touch finder. So Rovers, who hit back late in the first half, looking to start the second with a bang.
I think York have got to really expect this up-tempo from Hull KR. They can't afford to give away penalties. They've got to get straight back at it.
Litton, the go-to man. Ball into the hands of Minchella. Here's the angled run that John Wilkin was calling for at half-time. You mentioned it as well. Just keep running back on the inside. And there they go again with May. May shrugs off one. Little shake of the hips gets him to the edge. Can he find a pass? Not on this occasion, he can't. And Griffin and McShane are all over him. Inside the 20. Morg will get it away. And now here is Lewis. Lewis gets it away to Reece Martin. Martin turns and spins but can't offload. Tackle made 10 away. Ball now comes back to Lewis. He's going to stand up the kick. This is going to be a contest on the goal line. Well taken, really well taken. Mata'afa comes up with it. He'll have to concede a goal line dropout, but they didn't concede the try, and that's the main thing.
I'll tell you what, I thought Tyrone May was going to come up with that. But Mata'afa just gets across. Well, May could have perhaps had a little leap earlier, but it goes, almost has to turn his back, and Mata'afa there just to claim it. 6 more to defend here for York, goal line dropout.
Yeah, will bobble along and will be collected inside the 40. And here's Tom Davis. His try at Wembley last year sent the Robins on their way to the treble. The rain continues to fall.
To me, hold, go to.
Here is May. Gets it away now to Lewis. Lewis, little step. Twice, but he's racked up. Good defence, York. They didn't bite. They held their nerve and held their tackle. And here now, May just pops it up into the hands of Minchella. Griffin is all over him. The ball's gone backwards, so it's play on. Here's Litton. More danger yet for York then. Ball on the ground, but it's play on. And here come the Robins, moving it wide. Martin steps out of a tackle, but can't get the pass away. And York again scramble on their own line. Still got a couple left to survive as here goes Lewis. Lewis, short pass, they're crashing to the line. Yeah. Is that a double movement or not? Because they've got to the line. Hulkinson Rovers are going to celebrate. This is going upstairs. Looks like Whitbread, who's already had one.
I have no try.
Well, no try on field.
Just check
as Whitbread extended the lead.
So it's tackle call. We've got an on-field call of no try. We're just seeing whether it's double the movement or not. So the ball is passed by Lewis. Does the ball carrying arm hit the ground? That is the question. So can we have camera 3, please? So the ball carrying arm hits the floor at that point. The player then moves the ball to the line. I have a decision.
Well, there we had it. One look was all it needed. And Jai Whitbread, who got over in the first half, is going to be denied by the video referee. He couldn't resist it, the big man.
No, he couldn't. Right ball carrying arm hits the floor and he tries to propel himself forward with the left arm. It's a wonderful tackle, a brave tackle as well from Atengano. And he does enough.
No defence offered for the prop forwards union?
No, you can't defend him there, Mark.
Well, it's another penalty. Gets York out of immediate danger. What will Mark Applegarth have said, do you think, at half-time?
Oh, look, I think first of all, he'll have been delighted with it, but he'll be telling his troops there to get ready for Hull KR, because they'll continue to keep banging on the door, just keep turning up defensively, and you just never know. A chance for York to make a statement. I said that at the start, but he's still very much alive here.
Yeah, it is. And you can't really stop at half-time and pat yourself on the back. There's still even more work to do. And York rolling their sleeves up here. They're over halfway. McShane out of dummy half. Gets Hingano. Miss out pass on the far side. Galliano bursting down the touchline. That's a nice run.
Yeah, decent run there. Just getting in between players. Trying to get a quick play of the ball. Tackle 5.
Yeah, last one. A high kick. Can they contest it? I think they might have knocked it on. It's gathered by the Robins, and it was a knock-on. Maybe just needed a little bit more height on the kick.
Yeah, perhaps so. Decent little change. Tyrone May. They put enough bodies in and around the catch, and it's knocked forward. Griffin, it was. A decent place, Mark, to turn the ball over in these conditions. Just tighten up your defence and really try and go after your opposition here.
Yeah, that is the plan. 20 off their own line. Hull Kingston Rovers pegged back with that penalty right at the end of the opening 40 minutes on the boot of Liam Harris. Here come the champions though, going through the hands here. Danger. Gildart, was that touched? I think it was touched by Ben Jones-Bishop. Oh, we saw that left edge numerous times last year, threatened from deep. They were looking to get away there, but Ben Jones-Bishop's hands spoilt the party.
It did. I think they've got this covered, by the way, even in loop, if Davis was to get away. But the ball gets knocked down, Mark, and crucially, it's Hull KR who now start just crossing over the halfway line.
Yeah. Tackle 1. Little sidestep there.
There's that miss chase there through the middle of the field. Litton now takes up. That's where the joy is for Hull KR, in and around that rock.
Yeah, another 6 again. That is one stat that Hull KR are dominating at the moment. Here's Rhys Martin, and they're dominating it mainly on the back of Jez Litton. It's the ball away to Minchella, finds May, will get it away to Arthur Moore. Good collision there. Well, I think the York player McShane has come off worse for it there. He's went to the floor, and hopefully he'll be okay from a York point of view. Here come the Robins again, inside the 10, trying to power their way through the line. All held up just a metre short. Minchella. They're coming short side here, they're going to stroll in. A double this time, no denying Whitbread, who slices through. 2 tries for the big front rower in the opening week of the season. And Jai Whitbread puts the Robins back in front. They lead by 10 points to 6.
Well, he could have been on a hat-trick, Mark, but Jai Whitbread gets over for his second of the evening. It was Ben Jones-Bishop's right arm that gives Hull KR field position, but then Jez Litton shows open out the back, and he just gets in between Mata'afa and Field. It's Harris, I beg your pardon. Gets in between the full-back and the half, and it's an easy score. He thought his first one was easy, and that one's even easier.
Yeah, his second try-double of his career. That one against Salford last year. And now he's got himself a double. NRL experience. He'll be ready to go against the Broncos next week. Reece Martin looking to add the extras. Similar angle to the kick he had in the first half. Martin to make it a 6-point lead. That was perfectly between the uprights. 12-6.
Yeah. Look, there was always going to be an element of emotion for the home team tonight. Large crowd. First time back in the top flight in 30-odd years. As Jai Whitbread there just gets his second. And it's important for the home team that they don't let this become a bit of a blowout in the second half. Some worrying signs already.
High restart. And here come the Robins again, and we mentioned it's very good being competitive for 40 minutes, but this is an 80-minute game, and if they switch off, there's every chance that the Robins will punish them late on.
Oh, no doubt about it, Mark. They were the best team in the competition last season, claiming all trophies on offer. Quality team.
Yeah, Litton will kick out a dummy half. Ball will bounce a couple of times. It's regathered by Mata'afa, and he will take it forward. But he's wrapped up by some vigorous defence from the Robins. Although, well, the referee's blown his whistle here, but I think it's just to stop play and reset play rather than award a penalty.
Back.
I think Liam Rush just thought that Martin was tangled up in that. And Jones Bishop just runs into a red wall.
McShane out of dummy half, fires the ball away. Can they find a pass? They will keep it alive. Good hands over on that far side there from Williams. His second spell with York played primarily as a fullback or a halfback on his first stint, but finds himself in the centre now. Back on. He's gone all right tonight, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Bit of leg speed, a spin in there as well. And Ngannou, just slips.
Yeah, has to offload it. It's still the last tackle. McShane going to send it high. That's not a bad kick. Can they get some pressure on Burgess? No, they can't. And Burgess now will head off in field. He's going to be wrapped up and tackled by Thompson in the end, just outside the Robins 20.
An easy take for Burgess in the end there. The left edge going hard after Davis. That's a Morg.
It's all getting a little bit fast now, isn't it? Ball now on halfway. Here goes Hiku. Hiku going to be wrapped up. What can they do at the end of this one? Ball centre field. Wrapped up last tackle. Litton will find Lewis. Lewis sends it high. He's inviting Burgess here over Ben Jones-Bishop. Ben Jones-Bishop, great catch. And now, now a penalty for Kingston Rovers. Well, it's starting to add up a little bit now, isn't it?
Stand ahead of the man catching it.
It is. I think it's Sam Ward.
No, you need to stop ahead of the man catching the ball.
Instruction there.
If you're going to get there and stop.
Mikey Lewis kicks that. How many times did we see that over the last couple of seasons? Tyrone May chasing. He's not able to get there, and just see Sam Wood just blocking. Yeah. Burgess just there, and it allows Ben Jones-Bishop a clean catch.
We saw that matchup, didn't we, in the first half when Burgess got over the top of Ben Jones-Bishop.
Yeah.
They were aware of that and they tried to block it. Here come Rovers. Lewis finds May. Danger looming here for the Knights. Can't afford, you feel, to go 2 scores down so quickly at the start of the second half. Here now is May. Ball crashing back towards the post they go.
Yeah, you sense it coming, don't you? The Hull KR scores, they look out to this left-hand side.
Here's May now, finds Lewis. Lewis turns it back for Gildart. Gildart tried to put his head through the tackle. He's wrapped up. That's how close they are. They're knocking on the door here. Balled into the hands of Lewis. Gets it away to... Oh, ball's come free. Well, that was an error, and a welcome one in terms of the York Knights as May coughs up the ball. Let's head down to pitch side then. More injury news from the York Knights with Jenna.
No injury news, in fact, Mark, but I just want to mention Paul Vaughan, the major signing for York Knights. There he is there. He's come across from Warrington Wolves. I can tell you that when he was at Warrington, look, he's a happy man, isn't he? When he was at Warrington, he only played about 20 minutes each half. Well, he's only just come off. He has played 50-odd minutes for York, and he looks pretty happy doing it too, doesn't he?
Certainly does. Top meter maker in Super League back in 2023. A veteran, but still got plenty to offer. But there's problems here. HIA on the way for Jack Martin. Has to make his way off.
Yeah, just on Vaughan there. 32 tackles to his name. And a knee to the head there from Mikey Lewis. Accidental, of course.
Well, it's not Paul Vaughan that's coming back on, so he'll get a bit more of a breather. It'll be Sangare is about to make his way on. There is Vaughan. He was ready to go if needed.
Tackle 0. Liam, play when you're ready.
They're going to need players like Vaughan and McShane to stand up week in, week out. Their experience is going to be crucial, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a long, tough season as well.
Look at the line speed here. Hull KR are suffocating the Knights. They're not giving them an inch at the moment. Every tackle. But that's a good run from VAR.
Yeah. His leg drive. McShane.
The fans are getting behind their team here. Possible 40-20 attempt. Morg, though, is quickly across. Catches it on the full. He's going to return it over the 30. And he's going to be tackled just short of the 40-metre line. York are hanging on at the minute, but credit to them, they are hanging on. We'll look towards the halfway line. Hiku gets it away. Here now, they're going down that far side. There's a chance for Morg. Is that a bit of a swing? It was a high tackle. And now it's York who are just starting to concede 1 or 2 penalties.
Yeah, and this is what they can't do. Mikael Williams. It's a high shot. A penalty given away. And OKR will start this set 15 metres away, threatening and knocking on the door once more.
Yeah. Andy Peters hoping that his side can get the victory here. So Aso Su carries. It is only round 1. It's all about getting the points and taking care of business. And that's what the Robins are hoping to do here. As once again they're inside the 10. Short pass. Oh, they're in. So Aso Su. They hit the decoy runner. They left Su all alone. And he barges over untouched. Robins lead by 10.
Yeah, so Aso Su getting his try-scoring campaign up and running. We saw that play a number of times last season. He's certainly a threat from 5 or so metres out. And it's decent shape. Both front rowers starting flat and a little cross at the end. So Aso Su just straight under the black dot. And you feel that that's the try mark that really, really bursts York bubble.
Yeah.
Xavier Vart just takes the lead of Minchella and leaves the space. So Aso Su just a fall over the line.
He was a standout performance, wasn't he, last year? So Aso Su, another one getting towards the end of his career, but he's playing some of the best rugby that we've seen from him. Reece Martin, who's 2 from 2. I don't think he'll be too worried about the kick count down here. He'll fancy his chances.
He certainly won't. He broke the club record last week in that 104-point win over Castleford Lock Lane in the Cup. 16 goals.
That's just what you want, isn't it? When you're getting thrashed by the champions of Super League, the best goal kicker's right on the job, and he's on the job tonight. 18-6.
3 from 3 from Reece Martin. Again, penalties given away, inviting the champions into the most dangerous part of the field, and they make them pay.
Do we read anything into the fact that front rows have scored all 3 tries, or is that just how Rovers have been playing it?
No, I think there's just been some poor defences reads, really, on some of the tries, particularly the ones in the second half. They just haven't quite got the bodies in front, and in fact, they haven't got the bodies in front at all. They've just been able to course through without a glove untouched.
Yeah. Here's Tom Davis looking for a bit of work. Good carry. This could be a long 20-something minutes for the York Knights. Here is Minchella. Gets it away. Lewis fancies a run. Can't break through the tackle. Litton pops it up. Nice one. Here's Lewis looking for Burgess again. Burgess again, bench Jones, Bishop. Collected, no, Burgess comes up with it. Gets the ball away, dropped, knocked backwards and play on.
Well, and amongst all that chaos, it's Sam Wood who comes up with the ball. Then Jones Bishop, 10 metres in, 30 away from his own end. Sam Wood again with his second carry.
Well, Thompson, who couldn't regather, had the presence of mind to knock it backwards. Here he is now, passing it to Hingano. Hingano will get it away to Williams. Asking the question up towards the halfway line. Short pass. Mataafa will take it over the halfway line. Last one. They've not had too much territory, have they, York, in this second half? Can they get something on off this kick? Morg has to run across to collect it. Oh, it made it look easy. In tough conditions, he made that look so easy.
Yeah, one of the better ends to the set there from York. After some decent carries. A kick there from Harris. 2 metres away from Helkear's line.
We've got them just outside the 20 here, halfway through the tackle count. Quick play of the ball for Davis. Oh, he threatened there, didn't he? Almost away. Another quick play of the ball for Litton. Litton looking for runners. Gets it to Gildart. Wasn't the best pass. Gildart did well to take it in. Last one. Litton in at dummy half. He's going to kick himself. Going to send it high. Ball should be gathered. It will be gathered. Just inside the 20. And Hulkear knock off. Another set. Rest of round one then. All round on. All live on the Sky Sports platform. Catalan against Huddersfield, 5:55 tomorrow, Sky Sports Plus, followed by Warrington Saints. What a game that will be. Sky Sports action at 7:30. Also tomorrow, small matter, Lee against Leeds. That's a big one to kick off the new campaign. Sky Sports Plus, 7:55. Then on Saturday, the Bulls are back. They're going to hold bumper crowd at the MKM expected for that one at 5:25, followed by Wakefield Toulouse on Saturday night, 7:55. And we're rounding off with a trip to the Wombo, the jungle, as Castleford take on Wigan. 2:55 Sky Sports Plus on Sunday, and the Bench podcast every Monday. Well worth a listen with Jenna and John. Oh, now there's problems here. There's been an incident off the ball. Referee's going to stop the clock here because Harris is down injured. He looks in a bad way, and Mikey Lewis is down as well.
I think it looks like a coming together of knees. I was watching the ball, Mark, if I'm honest, and Harris just threads the needle. There was 2 bodies left in wake. Liam Harris looks like he's come off worst.
I'm not here to wind you up. I'm here to ref the game.
Lewis is okay, but Harris is still down.
Oh, I see. What's he doing?
That's
What is
a
he
trip.
doing?
That is a trip.
What on earth is Mikey Lewis doing?
Well, Mikey Lewis is going to be in big trouble here. And when you think about what's coming up in the next couple of weeks, this is madness.
That is crazy. What on earth is he? That could be very, very costly. Not just in this game, Mark. In the World Club Challenge next week. You can't even disguise that.
It's intentional action.
Well, he's in the bit, and he's only himself to blame, and that now will lead to a pretty nervy weekend ahead. He might be smiling, but that was insanity from Lewis.
He's shaking his head, Mark. But it's a foolish and potentially costly mistake. In arguably the biggest week of Hull KR's history. Goodness me.
Well, 10 minutes in the bin. Willie Peters. It just adds complications in a week where Hull KR don't need any complications.
No, look, Mark, it was completely pointless.
Yeah. He's gone. The kick's gone. There's nothing you can do about it. Harris is not going to get on the end of the kick. Why do it? Well, it might have even bigger implications tonight because the Robins down to 12 have got 10 minutes now to hold out the York Knights. Hingano, are they going to be brave and move the ball around? Ball down the short side here. Mataafa gets it away for a moment. It looked like they were breaking through. Big chance this, an unexpected chance for the Knights. Here's Harris. Harris thought about the big ball. He's going to kick in behind. Burgess comes up with it, and he was isolated there. If they went through the hands, Burgess was all on his own.
And Liam Harris, he just can't quite nail that kick. He almost kicks it a little bit lateral. It just needed to be rolled in behind. Burgess to the rescue.
Yeah. Harris will be disappointed, I think, with some of his output tonight. He's become such an accomplished, polished performer at the championship level. Look, we know he's massively up in grade here, but he has got the talent. Here's Litton, who will take over kicking duties, sends it downfield, and there's Ben Jones-Bishop. Catches on the full, returns up to the 30. Right, let's head down back to Jenna then. Jack Martin went off for a head injury assessment. What's the news, Jenna?
He did. Well, good news for York. He's passed that head injury assessment. I know there was a couple of questions upstairs as to why he went off. It wasn't really clear head injury, but I'm told that HIA is from the new mouth guard, which lights up and the ref gets a vibration on the unit that he's wearing to inform of a high impact incident. And another bid that the sport is looking after play welfare.
Good stuff. Thanks, Jenna. Yeah, science in action. Ball now working its way wide. Here come the Knights. They slip down the touchline. If they could get a try and a conversion here, it would make for a great finish. They're not done yet, the Knights. Here's Hingano, moves it to Sangare, does well to put the brakes on, offloads it back to VAR, finds Harris. Harris going backwards but gets away. Harris is going to put the kick in. It looks a little bit too strong, and not for the first time tonight. Harris's kicking game lets him down. Mark Applegarth looks on. A chance begging there for the Knights.
Yeah, it was the right idea to roll it through and see, make it a lottery almost. The kick was just too long. And that's something that Liam Harris is going to have to polish up in season 2026 when he's up in the elite competition.
Yeah. It is only night one for the Knights. There are always going to be teething troubles. They've got a brutal start to their campaign back in the top flight. It's luckily carries for the Robins down to 12. Here's Litton. Litton will drop it back on the angle.
Move now! 4, hold. Go 4.
Working the short side. Here's Batchelor. Looked like he'd got away, but then slips to the ground. Last one.
Be careful, Paul, you'll keep it.
Morg this time will kick. This could be an awkward kick, but it bounced kindly in the end for Mata Afa. But he's going to be penned inside the 10. So I think the Robins happy just to burn some time off the clock here.
Yeah, for sure, Mark. And just turning that ball over into those deep areas. But carries like that will certainly help York. And they win a penalty here. Billy Peters called for discipline. And they've only given away 3 penalties in this second half compared to the 9 in the first. But perhaps the most costly penalty will be for the man who's currently sat in the sin bin.
York kick to touch. Well, the game looked like he was getting away from the Knights. All of a sudden, they've got half a chance.
I think York, they have to score next, don't they? Another try for Hull KR. 15 minutes on the clock. You would almost say that it was game over. Lingano.
Here now the ball into the hands of Wood. Wood, a dangerous runner when he gets the chance. He's brought down.
6 again.
Set restart. 6 again. Here goes Thompson. Well, that decision rolled to the rafters here. But can they turn it into points? VAR will carry. He's going to be wrapped up.
He's been a handful, hasn't he?
Certainly has. Ball now works its way short. Sangare trying to power his way to the line. A big test here, the Robins defence. Can the Knights come up with some answers as they move the ball to their right-hand side? Harris, nice pass in! Wood's over! His second of the match! And it's game on here! Beautiful pass, this time you'll get it right. And Sam Wood slides in.
What a home debut for Sam Wood. Anything Jai Whitbury can do, so can Sam Wood. And he grabs his second of the evening. And Liam Harris, well, we've been at him for his kicking game, but he has an eternity to pick this pass. There's no pressure on him. The space opens up, and he's able just to throw that ball in behind Ollie Gildart. And Sam Wood, with just a delayed slight change of line, gets on the outside and scores for York. We said that they had to score next. Beautiful pass. Sam Wood over again.
He is the big man. What a home debut. Right, this is going to be a pretty nervy few minutes for him. Mikey Lewis. Oh, went through his mind there with that trip. And what will be going through his mind if it costs him an appearance next weekend?
Well, you said a nervy few minutes. I think he's got a nervy few 7 or 8 days.
Yeah. Well, this is a massive kick. I'll tell you what, 83%. This is a big kick.
Yeah.
10 in from touch. Well, the great kick at the end of the first half. Here we go. Here we go. 6-point ball game. 13 remaining. Round 1 of the Betfred Super League.
Oh, I thought you'd just love it. Mark Applegarth, hoping his side can get the job done. And look at how much time Liam Harris has on this ball. And Sam Wood, delighted, and so are they.
Get in, he says. Well, I'll tell you what will be very high on the good list tonight for York. They've defended really, really well. I know they got busted 3 times, but all in all, they've defended large parts on their own line pretty well.
And particularly in that first half, when Hull KR were just battering away on their line. I think it was 21 play of the balls inside their 20. And they just kept turning them away. And this man, he's been exceptional tonight.
Oh, you've done him. Oh. You've done him, Kyle Amor. He has been good, but that is an error. Well, does that release the pressure valve?
scrum, York ball.
He does everything right. Look at the legs, keep pumping, just loses the ball.
Is that not worth it? I know it's a one-on-one steal, but what happens to the ball after Minchella rips it out?
Well, maybe so, but they've missed it now.
They have.
It's just so important, isn't it? How often do we see it set after points and errors made? But it's York who get the ball back, Mark.
They do. And here they go now. So, there you go. They didn't need to. Ta'afa gets it away to Harris. Well, remember last year, round one, Hull Kingston Rovers against Castleford. Ended up in Golden Point.
It was a Mikey Lewis drop goal.
Yeah, it was 18-18 that night as well. Could be 18 all here tonight.
Yeah, it's important not to read too much into round one. Of course, Hull KR gone and done the treble. Even after that shaky start in round one. But for York, I said at the start and I'll say it again, a real chance for a statement in 2026.
Here's Harris thinking about the pass, held onto it, gets it away.
Again, Harris just with loads of time to travel across.
Last one. They need a good kick to end the set. They're going short side, they're going to run it. They need to come up with a play and they don't. Well, there's still 10 minutes, just a little bit more left.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, that play. I understand what you're saying. But if they can just defend up here and be squeaky clean with the discipline.
That way, that way.
Well, a lot has been made in the build-up to this game about whether or not Hull Kingston Rovers chose to come to York ahead of the season.
Well, they're going to be back to the full complement here. Just see there, 5 seconds left and Mikey Lewis will return to the fray.
He will. He's back on. Here he comes.
Well, he owes his team something here.
He does. Here is Whitbread. 2 tries for him. Litton being outstanding, finds May. May with a little dummy, goes himself over the halfway line.
Stand now, 5, wait. Go 5. Nothing work.
Back to Lewis, gonna send it high. A real big tester in the rain. Bit of a juggle, went backwards. Collected it, that's the main thing.
Out together, Elliot. 1. Go 1.
The time now, as well as the scoreboard, are an issue for York. They would love a penalty here to get them out of their own end of the field. Will Hull KR oblige?
Go 3, you hold on, Elliot. Surrender!
Towards the 40 they go.
Go 4, play on.
McShane finds Thompson. Thompson looked to play but saw May jump out of the line, so held on. Last one.
Stand up, Jordan. Go 5.
Garno, bit of a juggle, sends it high. This could be a contest. Morg's not guaranteed to get to this. It hit a Hull KR player on the head. Well, what's the referee going to deem here? Well, it hit the Robbins player. I think it was Hickory. It hit flush on the head.
So it's going to be a turnover. It's a fixed turnover. It's accidental offside. It comes off your head and hits you. Play the ball. It hits somebody else's head.
Well, there's going to be a call here that's going to be a York ball. Well, Hiku wasn't playing at the ball. The trouble is he wasn't looking at it either.
Well, it matters not now, because York have a real golden opportunity here, Mark. 12 away.
They do. Oh, not the best pass, and Garno did well to collect that. Didn't panic, just held on to it. Right, 8 minutes remaining. What can York do here? They'll go into the hands of all taken forward by Field. McShane finds Harris, pull back to Mata'afa. He's going to run back across the field. He can't get past Minchella and he'll be wrapped up. It's important they find some plays here, York. What have they got up their sleeve? Thompson finds Ngannou, rolls the kick through. They're looking to get on the end of it. They are on the end of it. They have scored. Mark Applegarth celebrates. York celebrate. Try given. Galliano in. And a kick to come to level up the match. What an ending. Absolute ecstasy here in North Yorkshire. Hingano's kick, and Galliano touches it down.
Oh, Galliano is the beneficiary of York's best out there. Hingano, a lovely weighted kick. A bit of confusion between Davis and Artemog, and the ball goes past them all and finds its way to Scott Galliano. 21 tries last season in an epic campaign in the Championship. Well, Super League's up and running, and York are 2 points away from leveling this game, Mark.
They are. Look at what it means. Full house here, and they're getting full value for money as well. Great scenes for the coach. Mass underdogs tonight, York. But now they're within a kick of levelling up the match with just 6 minutes remaining. Can Harris deliver again?
Talk about pressure.
73% chance. Strikes it. It's a good strike. It's a great strike. Look at that. 18-18. And we go into the final 6 minutes with a game on a knife edge.
Oh, goodness me. This certainly wasn't in the script. Hingano, beautiful weighted kick. Scott Galliano dots the ball down, and Liam Harris with a sensational conversion. We're down into the final 5 minutes, locked in.
Well, last year, opening night of the season, Wigan lead. That epic match went to golden point, and now a penalty. Luckily infringes, and this is a gift for the Knights.
It certainly is. OKR with their 13th penalty. They've completely lost the plot in that department. And listen to this crowd, Mark.
Well, they've been at it all night, haven't they, the fans? They came just delighted to see the Knights back in Super League, but now they're dreaming of a massive, massive upsell on the opening night of the campaign. Can they hold their nerve?
Well, they certainly can. 94% completion for the home team. With 4 minutes left on the clock, Paul Vaughan out there. A chance for a couple of drives forward, and then maybe a shot at goal, Mark.
Well, it's worth bearing in mind that last year Liam Harris dropped a goal at Wembley to win the 1895 Cup. So he knows what it takes to land a big kick. That's a great run from Thompson. Now Harris is in the pocket. Last one. He's in the pocket. Is he going to get it away? No, they're going to Hingano. Hingano kicks it. He's got it. He's kicked it. And to Hingano puts the York Knights in front with just 4 minutes remaining. It was all set up for Harris, but he passed it on to Hingano, and York lead, and there's only 4 minutes left.
Oh, how cool. Liam Harris, cool, calm, composed, finds Hingano on the left-hand side, and he just slots it over. And it's taken 76 minutes, but Hingano sends this home crowd into raptures. Can they hang on?
Look at that, they can't believe it. There's still 4 minutes left, my friend. What a great start. Now, the pressure almost feels like it's on York now not to make a mistake, but they can't play that way.
No, they certainly can't. They just need to get through the set, kick the ball long, chase, give it everything. You can't help think, Mark, I'm sorry to bring it up again, but the real turning point in the game was the yellow card.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. It was a 12-point lead, and in fairness, the Robins were all over them. But from that point, tries for Samwood, Scott Galliano, 2 good kicks from Harris, and the drop goal from Hingano. And here now is Harris, will send it high to the sky. Moore comes to collect it, he's dropped it! He's dropped it, and that's a knock-on! That's a knock-on! And listen to this stadium now. It People are looking around, they can't believe what they're seeing.
Well, neither can I. And Liam Harris, with his best kick of the night, moving Artyom Org, challenge him. And it goes straight between the elbows. And look at the disbelief in and around this stadium.
Well, Willie Peters has seen enough upstairs. He's trying to get some desperate messages on. Look at them. Maybe they did have an eye on next week. Not done yet. But York are down this end here, and they can burn another minute at least off the clock here. Or they can get a try and really wrap it up in style. They're going to take every second they can, and who can blame them? Rovers, if they can hold their line, will get one shot. But it's going to be a long-range shot. Here's Vaughan. Back on, outstanding opening spell from him. Oh, he's going to take his time. He's using his experience, Paul Vaughan. Rovers are not happy, but if they're in the same boat next week, it'll be just the same the other way.
Well,
McShane.
They're going to need to play an awful lot better, Mark, if they're going to be anywhere near.
They are. Oh, big shot, knocks the ball free. Knocks the ball free, and it's a knock-on. It's a knock-on. What a tackle that was. That could be a game changer.
It was a massive collision, wasn't it? It's Jez Litton. And a wonderful shot on Holyfield. Dislodges the ball. Mark, they've got 80 seconds to rescue this.
We know this team can score from anywhere. Jez Litton as an attacking threat is immense, but he might just have made a tackle that gives his side a shot here. York have got to hold their nerve. Willie Peters looks on. Is there more late drama? We've had plenty of it already. Here's Minchella, back for May. May slicing across, wrapped up inside the 40. They're coming short to Sue, almost through the line. Remember, a penalty would be enough for Hull Kingston Rovers, so York can't do anything untoward here. Ball moving through the hands, they're moving wide to Hiku. Hiku is going to be tackled, he's in touch! That's it! The York Knights on the opening night of Super League are going to beat the champions! What a tackle! What a moment for the York Knights! They were all in, and they dragged the red shirt of the Robins over the sideline. They looked done and dusted. They trailed by 12, but they have turned this around. Lewis going to the sin bin, gave York a shot, and it's going to be a massive, massive upset on the opening night of the Super League season. And a reminder, if ever you needed it, that any outcome is always possible. York Knights get the winner. It's Hingano's first career drop goal. Mark Applegarth celebrates, and why shouldn't he? What a famous night. 40 years they've had to wait for top-flight rugby league in this part of the world, and they come back. Many will say Hull Kingston Rovers chose to come here. Well, that picture tells a story. They picked the wrong one tonight, and it's York who have the win. Lewis sent to the sin bin and saw the lead evaporate, and York, superb value. What a night for the Super League.
What a night for the Super League, and what a night for this city. You know, you have to go back 10 years, the last time that York won a round one fixture, and Mark Applegarth was a try scorer in that game, but tonight he celebrates as a coach.
Brilliant. Endured a tough time in the Super League at Wakefield, bounced back to guide York to the promised land, and look what it means. Liam Harris, when it really mattered, came up with the big plays and the big kicks. This is a truly, truly brilliant night for the Super League. Nobody gave York a chance, but these fans believed, Those players believed, and that coach believed. The champions with work to do ahead of their World Club Challenge next week with Brisbane. But it's the Knights who set Super League alight here in the rain in North Yorkshire. They've beaten the champions. It ends the York Knights 90, Hull Kingston Rovers 80.
Mark, Kyle, thank you very much.